man. Awesome job, dude. Awesome job. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Oh, my God. We got a champion. Yes. Lincoln, sorry, boys. Yes.
Another one.
Wouldn't be a Wednesday night without it.
And it's 104 here.
Exactly, Eric. Wouldn't be a Wednesday night without the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. We're live, guys. How's it going?
What's up?
Going good.
Hi,
Good thing that
guys.
the mics weren't on before the stream.
Oh, yeah, we would have. Well, never
Okay,
mind.
anyways, moving on. How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good night. It is a NASCAR Weekly Podcast. We just got done with the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. As you guys saw on my channel, I put the vlog out super fast for me, actually. But got to show you guys my experience there. Go check that out after the podcast if you haven't seen it already. Hung out with Slap Shoes, Sloppy Joe, Jake Baskinger, those guys down in Georgia. These guys didn't join me, but two of these guys will be with me for the
It was
SRX.
too hot.
Yeah.
It was too hot to be out there. I'm sorry, Danny.
We weren't the only ones that weren't there.
Yeah, well, I will get into that in a minute because I was obviously there to see.
I forgot
that
about that.
There was less people in Atlanta than there was at Nashville that holds 40,000.
Hey, that's
For the Xfinity race.
That's a problem. That's a problem. Look, even in NASCAR's heyday, Atlanta Motor Speedway couldn't even sell out.
This is where the championship race used to be.
Yeah, it's just crazy, but I don't know what it is about. Maybe it's the location or something. I'm not sure, but I mean, it was also really hot too.
Maybe it's the track. Maybe we need to resurface it and reconfigure it.
Now repave it, yes. Now reconfigure. I don't know about all that, but
All right, but let's get into this. First thing on the agenda is tell you guys about my time at Atlanta.
Atlanta, yes, throwback.
Little inside joke right there in case you guys didn't know that.
Yeah, OGs know, they know.
But we got there about till 11 o'clock. We got down there to Atlanta, and from that point, it's like a few hours away from race time, but we got super close parking. Like we parked basically right at where the fan zone entrance begins.
This is literally the Charles Barkley meme, park right up next to the arena.
Oh yeah, dude. So that's damn Danny. So Danny low-key roasted Atlanta Speedway.
I know, he's not even trying to. I'm sorry. This is a positive show. I don't mean to be trashing Atlanta. I love Atlanta.
I'm not a NBA enthusiast, so I don't really get the reference there. So
It just was so perfect.
Yeah, Charles, yeah. It's funny.
But yeah, the crowd never really got any better. Even leaving the track, we had no issues with getting out of there with traffic. It wasn't any kind of wait at all to get back on the highway. The traffic was way worse in the city of Atlanta than it was by the track.
He's still roasting him. But Danny, how was the crowd was tiny. It was the worst crowd.
I guess after
Tumbleweeds got in his way the whole time.
keep in mind of what I have to go off of. The race I was last at just a few weeks ago was Nashville, where the biggest complaint was, I can't get in, I can't get parked, I can't leave.
It's just funny.
That's
you're
true.
not trying to roast them, but you're still roasting them. It's just funny.
There was 4-lane traffic going in, but 3 of the lanes were closed for construction.
and-
We still got in easily.
As Claudia says in the chat here, she said, honestly, it wasn't that hot, and granted, that you didn't know it was going to not be hot. The weather played into that because we did actually have a few big rain showers that come through.
I saw that.
But it took no time to dry. Like by the time I was walking in, the ground was already dry.
Hey.
I guess it was the vortex theory working because the rain was arriving and it died off as soon as it got to the track when the race was going on. So,
Bro, Eric Almirola is trying to finesse a win.
Even the rain didn't show up.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Gosh,
you guys
Just
can
slamming them tonight.
You guys can watch the vlog and you'll see exactly how that. I don't know what they showed on TV, but gosh, that was bad.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the
Yeah,
race.
okay.
Let's talk about the race itself. The infamous shake and bake move by Kurt Busch and Ross Chastain. How about that?
Hey, how about Kurt Busch, man? You know what? A lot of people, a lot of younger fans, kind of put Kurt Busch in Kyle Busch's rear view, basically.
Which
but
they shouldn't. This is now the 8th season in a row he's got to win.
And you also have to remember he's a former Cup Series champion. He can still get it done, So, again, I would really love to see Kurt Busch with a 2311 or a track house. We'll see what happens with that. But, dang, I was the only one to pick KFB, and he didn't win. He almost won, though.
I mean, you didn't specify which one.
No, I said Kyle Busch. I said Kyle Busch. I said that. No, I was not picking Kurt Busch. I'm sorry, but hey, attaboy to Kurt Busch though.
Kurt effing Busch,
Yeah, Kurt effing Busch. But
that's the old 11.
He started off the season really, really slowly, but I mean, he's picked it up quickly, and now he doesn't have to worry about a playoff spot now. But yeah, so now that makes it 12 different winners this year, right?
Yes.
12 or 13. I lost track. We had Larson for like 12, a month straight.
It feels like there's a 13th one, but that's just Denny who's like so far ahead. So
I think the chat will correct us. We'll just go with 12 for now, but yeah. Yeah, good deal.
Kurt Busch has been on fire. That's the thing. We could almost. I didn't see him dominating a race straight up coming, but he's stealing a win.
He's low key good.
He was on a streak of like, I don't remember how he did at Road America, but going into Road America, I think he had like 4. He ended up 4th at Road America, so he was on a streak of like 5 top 10s in like 6 races or something like that. 4 out of 5, something like that. He'd been on a really good roll, which had gotten him back into the top 16 just on points. This win obviously locks him in as the icing on the cake, but yeah. He's not a championship 4 contender. At least I wouldn't pick him to make the championship 4. But, last year he kind of snuck into the round of 8 by winning at Las Vegas, sort of snuck that one by at the last second. This year, the way they're running, if they can continue this speed, Chevys are fast. Like, I think he'll make the round of 8 just on speed. I won't pick him to make championship 4, but Kurt Busch could go deep into the playoffs and make some noise.
It's just a shame, though, that the team's shutting down now all of a sudden. It's like all that progress. It's like, oh, now it's going to, just be done after this year. But, that's the only negative. But
maybe it's not necessarily, but this could be good momentum for Trackhouse if they bring a lot of those same people in with them.
Yeah, but just Ganassi, they worked so many years with Larson to try and build up the program and stuff. And to Larson's credit, he did help. He did help out a lot. But now, all of a sudden shutting down, it's like, dang.
On that note, Larson looked very good in the spring here. And granted, he was in the top 5 for a lot of races. He had that speeding penalty that hurt him in the long run, but he never was really like what I was watching all day. And no bias here or anything, but I think Bowman was a little bit better than Larson all day in that race.
Oh, Bowman was definitely the best Hendrick car. But really quick, I want to go back to Kurt Busch. I want to ask you guys a question about Kurt Busch. When was the last time that when you watched an entire race and Kurt Busch won, when was the last time you were like, Kurt Busch won because he had the dominant car?
Exactly. You have to go back to
a while.
I would
probably
say,
Penske days.
Like 2010, 2009 maybe?
I'm going to say Bristol 2018. He did have a really good car.
He did.
Yeah. And then aside from that, like I'm just asking, the last 10 years,
it's been a while.
The only one we can think of. Since 2011,
one of those,
since he cussed out Gary Punch.
Talladega when all the SHR cars were good, but it wasn't really him.
One of those
didn't win.
Very, very early wins in the 41. I'd say he had a dominating car.
Probably. 2015, I think he started off pretty good. He had like 2 wins, I think.
So Richmond 2015, we have 2018 Bristol.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while though.
Kentucky and Las Vegas was like right place, right time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
certainly not since he got to Ganassi.
Mm-mm.
So that's where I'm like, man, like I didn't realize, because everyone knows how good of a driver Kurt Busch is, but you don't realize, so you think back on it, like Kurt Busch has really won out of opportunity more than actually being straight up dominant in the last 10 years or so.
Yeah. I mean, what is that now? 34 career Cup Series wins,
33.
33. That ties Fireball Roberts there, too. I mean, so he's won quite a bit of, quite a few races in his career, though. So, hey, Kurt Busch, future Hall of Famer, but we'll see where he ends up next year. But as for the rest of the field, I mean, Bowman looks pretty solid. Larson, I mean, good, solid top 10 car, but I mean, his standards, though, they're a lot higher now, these days. So that was a bit surprising. But Kyle Busch, though, it's good to see him, back to true form this year, not only winning in the Xfinity series, but now, in the Cup Series after the season he's had last year, running up front, competing for wins. But man, he is dominating in the freaking media center this year. The way he slammed at NASCAR, like in Atlanta, man, that was vintage KFB at its finest.
Well, I mean, he's not the only one who's been not afraid to say what.
But he was the most vocal, though, in my opinion.
Well, I know. I'm actually going to say Denny Hamlin was more vocal. Actually, I think what he said was a lot more sincere. Like Kyle Busch, I think Kyle Busch said a lot of good things, but he said it also to play into who he knows as a character. He had a little bit
for headlines.
He had a little bit more comedy in there. Denny was more sincere,
serious.
He said it from both a driver standpoint and an owner standpoint. And honestly, even though he hasn't won this year, I'm growing a ton of respect for Denny for putting up with everything he's put up his first year as an owner and how he's handled it all, actually.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say so too. I don't know. There's something about Denny, man. Like, it just, I don't know what it is this year, but it's just, I don't know. Like, you know how it's like Denny just can't get it done in general? It feels like that on overdrive.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the meme of him always not, like, I will say he did one thing that he always does this weekend. He sped on pit road.
Okay, of course.
Mid-season
of course.
form, just in time.
Yeah, but
Is he starting the same, like, 2017 Hamlin where he didn't win?
no, because he's performing better. Like, he's consistently better.
He's held
It's
that points lead, even though
Yeah.
Larson looked like he was about to blow by him. He's held on to it.
He had a lot of bad luck. Just like he was always so close at the very beginning of the season. Like that easily could have been 2 or 3 wins by now. And now it's like
Denny's
just can't
gonna
get it
Denny.
done. Yeah, pretty much.
I don't like Denny Hamlin.
I do too.
Yeah.
And also, we know now he won't race past 2028, of course. So
Well, yeah, he said in that interview, it's like, in 7 years, I'll be an owner only.
yeah,
So.
and so he retire in that window basicly.
Silly season news 2028.
Yeah.
Baby.
Oh, Denny Hamlin's gonna retire by 2028. Oh, so we found that
Shocker.
Well, man, gee, that's a 22-year career.
Yeah, he's been in NASCAR. He's been in the Cup Series since technically 2005, but full time in 2006. So quite some time, So he's seen the sport at its highest and at its lowest points. And to Danny's point though, that was probably the most sincere like plea to NASCAR. Like we will help you. Please just take our advice. Just listen to us. Like he's just so serious in that interview and stuff. And yeah, like to Jaret's point too, like I was like kind of feeling bad for him. I was like, oh damn, like he wants to help so bad. But
He just wants to help, man.
See,
He's such a nice guy.
I want to say something here. I was listening on the way back from Atlanta. I listened to Eric's Out of the Groove, and one thing I liked what you said, Eric, was that NASCAR drivers are the biggest influencers, honestly, that NASCAR has and should be listened to. Like as much as we're all doing a good job on our influencer platforms here with YouTube, Twitter, whatever. Honestly, don't listen to us. Listen to your drivers.
No, you have to listen to the drivers. They know way more than us. Obviously.
Well, more than anything, you just can't have the drivers, consistently speaking out against whatever it is NASCAR is doing. If you have that, forget about what you're trying to actually work on to create a better product behind the scenes, just from a public relations standpoint. If you have, the drivers, the faces of the sport, the celebrities, the most influential figures in the sport constantly speaking negatively about the sanctioning body or the product, that's going to lower fan, excitement. Fan morale is going to go down quickly. And that's how it felt kind of at Atlanta. But going back to the race itself, we kind of glossed over this, but, a lot was made of Ross Chastain's move on Kyle Busch. Do you guys think Chastain did anything wrong? Or
No.
He didn't make any contact to 18. He didn't try
The
to
same
wreck him.
situation with Logano and Blaney in the spring. So no.
He did that one as clean as anyone could have done that.
Yeah, and if you're mad about that, then I don't know what to tell you.
I think I even said in the episode after the first Atlanta race, I'm like, now think if that was Kyle Busch that got screwed, how would you react? And I'm like, it came through. And it was a complete different reaction this time because it wasn't one of the fan favorites that was getting screwed.
Yeah.
Screwed,
If it were Chase Elliott, then or Larson.
The double standard is in full display. Joey Logano messes around and helps his teammate win. Oh, outrage!
And
Ross
Chastain didn't care in the post-race thing. He was like,
Well, that's what I did find interesting because I don't think Chastain or Ganassi did anything obviously wrong, but I think it's hilarious that they're just so open about it. They're not hiding it. Like they're bragging. They're bragging. They're like, look at how great we work together. Like, look at us.
Like Kurt Busch put out a whole tweet, with the shake and bake thing.
I'm like, that just seems like they're rubbing their nose in it,
I think I said to Claudia in the stands after the race, he's like, that was just pure teamwork right there. Like you wouldn't see. I don't know if you'd see Gibbs doing that because I don't know if the Gibbs drivers are that much on the same team page like that.
Now let's be honest. Let's be honest. If not for the rules package, it wouldn't be that easy for lap traffic to screw up the leader in that way. So I think NASCAR can't really fault the driver. I think NASCAR is right to not try to officiate it.
Take advantage of what you got, though.
See, I've been watching a lot of F1 over the past 2 seasons, and the importance of think orders in that motorsport is really high.
I won't go.
I don't even think that wasn't even you didn't have Chip.
Well, no, it's not a team order. Yeah. No, what I'm saying is though. Oh, go ahead.
Chip Ganassi wasn't like, Ross, if you don't block, you're fired.
No, but what I'm saying is I'm waiting for the day in NASCAR that somebody gives out team orders. Now, that will be the day NASCAR Twitter revolts. That will be the day.
That's happened. I mean, you remember that thing in Talladega when the guy from Chevy was like, you all need to push together.
No, but I'm saying like a team owner getting on and saying like, no, don't win. Like whoever win, you know.
Like, I happened last year in Martinsville. They told Eric Jones not to pass Denny Hamlin.
I do want to say one thing really quick here from the chat. Surge's Bad said, nice Chase Elliott shirt, Eric.
See, I like Mickey Mouse. I'm going to wear Mickey Mouse stuff, and it's not always a Chase Elliott joke.
He's associated with him.
It doesn't make any sense.
You walked right into that, and you know.
It makes perfect sense, Eric. It's a meme. You have to respect it.
I'll have to go get something. I showed it on Alley Group. Somebody sent me something, and I'll get it out later on the show that you guys, I don't know if you saw my video, but you guys are going to think it's really hilarious. I'll share it later.
Really quick. Are we going to, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Darian. I'll say.
No, I was just about to ask. Are we about to get into the whole into the whole driver speaking out thing more? Because I have more things to say about that.
We probably can. Yeah.
I just want to say one more thing for my Atlanta trip in case none of y'all saw it on Twitter or my blog. But do you guys like my autograph? Alex Bowman. I like that Chevy is back to having drivers appearing at their stage. And so I didn't have anything convenient, so I was like, well, let me just take my hat, get it signed. I borrowed a silver Sharpie from Sloppy Joe, had it in the hand, whipped the hat. Bowman signs it in black. You can't even see it. You can't even see it on there. It's like, it's here. It's like right here.
It's like scripting invisible ink. Only you know it's there. And it's kind of like your own hidden joke.
Yeah, it's your own thing. It's your thing now.
That's the thing that happened. Oh, and by the way, I just want to say this one more thing. I don't know if they did this at Road America for you guys, but before the race at Atlanta, they had proper driver introductions. They put them into the back of the trucks and took them around waving at everyone. They come out on the stage. It was actually a proper show before the race again. So nature is healing.
Yeah, that's good to see. I think the only other race we've sort of seen that was the All-Star race, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's about it.
The 500 at least had them in the trucks going around.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, the All-Star race, I don't even think they had the truck. Or they might have, but I know they had a stage.
This
had all of it.
This one was entirely normal. Like, you had, VIP people coming up before the race and introducing them. It was
that's good.
It was the full experience again.
No one was there to see it.
Oh, not bad.
Nature is healing, but it's like
nature's taking over Atlanta Motor Speedway because nobody shows up.
On that note, on the attendance note, final note before we look at points and ratings and poll and stuff, they're changing the surface. Do you think the re-pave and reconfiguration next year will bring higher attendance to their 2 dates, assuming they still get 2 dates?
I think we will go in the spring, but the summer, if they have the summer one, because is it official they have a summer race yet?
They said they're having 2 next year.
So I would assume it's probably in the same time.
Their summer one is still going to suffer, I think.
Yeah, so I'm going to go in the spring.
It's just cursed. Doesn't matter if you put Indy there.
Especially if the spring one is a dud and it's awful.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think how many? Because was anybody here at that race in the spring this year?
Well, me and Jaret, we tried to go last year, but COVID happened.
The crowd seemed more reasonable for that race. I was just shocked that it was so sparse.
I think going back, I've only been to Atlanta one other time. It was spring of 2018. I think the crowd was bigger for that one than it was for this one.
Atlanta Spring 2020, the race weekend that didn't happen.
Which, maybe says something about, fans don't like current Atlanta. I know the drivers love it, but fans aren't turning out. I think it's probably more to do with them getting a second date that they didn't necessarily have the demand for, but at the same time, I don't know, maybe
the racing was better for this one. It was in the spring because of the hotter track, I think, but that's about it.
Oh, I thought the racing was fine. My point is it's been just fine for 10 years now. It hasn't been amazing consistently.
I think the big issue with Atlanta is just that its market overlaps with every major market around it, like Daytona, Talladega.
That's what I was thinking. I don't remember who I was talking to. Maybe it was one of you guys, but I was like, if I live in say I live in Savannah, Georgia, and I'm going to go to 2 races.
Savannah, Georgia.
I'm not going to Atlanta. I'm going to Daytona down the road. I'm going to Talladega. I'm going to Darlington up the road.
I have a perfect story for this, actually.
Oh, sure.
My uncle lived down in Atlanta back when he was in the military. Or not in Atlanta, but in Georgia. He lived, I believe, 20 or 30 minutes away from the Atlanta Motor Speedway for 4 years. He went to Talladega every year instead. Right down the road. And he always said afterwards, he's like, man, I missed Atlanta in like the prime years, but I got to go to Talladega anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
And that's the mentality of fans. It's like you got Talladega, Daytona, and Darlington.
Bristol's just up the road. The Coke 600, Miami.
What are you choosing?
Well, think about my situation. You know, we just got Nashville Super Speedway back, which was just a few weeks ago. Granted, I went, but I had free tickets to go. But between the two, they're both basically almost the same kind of a track configuration, mile and a half. I'm probably just gonna, if I'm in Nashville, I'm just gonna go Nashville now.
Yeah, well, I'm out in Vegas, so I have no choice. I just stay out and watch Vegas races pretty much. But yeah, Atlanta, I'm for the re-pave, but the reconfiguration, nah. It's just I don't know.
I just think the information they're basing it off of is flawed.
Yeah.
They're like, iRacing says it's going to work.
No, dude, let me tell you something.
It's
the
not
next
gonna be
gens,
like that.
the next gens do not the next gens on iRacing are not going to race like that in real life though. That's the thing.
I heard they're awful. I heard that.
Yeah, no.
And the tire is awful.
Yeah, it's messed up. It's like it's very flawed on iRacing. So it's like, how did you use that to come to the conclusion of, for real life? Like, I don't like even, what's his name? William Byron even says something about that too. Like, yeah, iRacing, it's a good tool, but I mean, come on, like not everything needs to be based off of it.
Hey, Joey Logano said this weekend, every tool has its limits, I think is what he said.
That's what he said. That's
exactly right in this case. I think, I'm jury's still out. Racing could be great. I don't think it's going to look exactly like how NASCAR wants it. They want it to look like small Daytona. I don't think it's going to look like that. I don't know if it'll be as bad as like Rodney Childers thinks it might be or anything, but
he was joking about that one from what I heard later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's going to look more like a bigger Darlington, honestly.
Yeah, that was the vibe I was getting. I mean, making them steeper, and then it's only 2 grooves they can use, right?
Well,
there's room for 3, but who knows what will come. It's gonna be a repave, so it'll probably be 1 groove for a little while.
Yeah.
It's as wide as Charlotte, and they've been able to go 3 and 4.
Okay.
But what I was thinking is, if you're gonna do that, a smaller super speedway, you need to have the ability to keep the speeds up around each other and room to move around. And I was thinking, if you're gonna do that, why not do it to another track that's been suffering for attendance and viewership? Just do it to Michigan. I mean, Michigan has since the
because that's the
listen. Good point, but NASCAR. If NASCAR wants to go that direction, they pretty much own it now.
Doesn't Roger Penske own Michigan? I think.
No,
doesn't he own?
No. ISC did. He used to. Because he also used to own Auto Club.
I still say we lost out on the opportunity to make 3 Mile Coca-Cola Georgia Mega Speedway.
Dang it.
We can do it in Texas, telling you.
Yeah.
3 Mile Texas.
The Dr. Pepper Speedway.
At this point, I'd rather
burger, Dr. Pepper. I don't know.
I'd rather have Texas World Speedway back than Texas Motor Speedway at this point.
It's dead.
Hey, Bucky's World Speedway. Here we go.
Dude, that'd be nuts.
But yeah, in conclusion, though, the Atlanta repave, and then reconfiguration, I have mixed feelings on, but we'll see what happens, though.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so I'd say this is a good point. We can go ahead and talk about the playoff race.
Oh, so boring.
This threw a huge wrench into it.
So boring. Read them up.
Danny.
Oh, I thought that's going to be Jaret.
I thought Darian was reading him.
Somebody read them up.
I will do it. Jaret usually does it. But okay, so now we have 5 races to go in the playoffs. Granted, we could still theoretically get 5 different winners, and now it's sorry, McDowell. If that happens, you're done.
No.
But Kevin Harvick is now 14th plus 159. Safe to say he's okay.
Yeah.
Austin Dillon 15th plus 104. Tyler Reddick, his teammate, also pretty good, plus 96. Then we have Chris Buescher is minus 96, and at that point, all the other guys behind them, they need
a win.
They need to have Daytona circled.
Yeah, they need a win.
Busch screwed them all.
Hey, I'll give Chastain. That's a Ganassi car. They've had speed. I wouldn't count him out winning.
He's too inconsistent.
He's aggressive. He's very aggressive on super speedways, but he's aggressive enough to also win. He's won there in the Xfinity Series before. he could easily do it.
Yeah, we'll see.
But Benedetto's back there.
But also, add a boy to 2311. I've been telling y'all, the speed has been building up for months, and they can finally finish races now. So props to him.
Where did he finish Atlanta? I didn't really notice.
I think it was like 12th or 13th, but he was in the top 10 for some time, though.
It was top 15 for sure.
And he was on the lead lap for the whole race.
I remember noticing, like, Claudia pointed out, I was like, Bubba's doing better than Elliott. So I was like, wow. That's impressive.
And I think a lot of people thought Trackhouse would do better, but Suarez, he got involved in that.
That wasn't really his fault. So
yeah, that wasn't his fault, though. Yeah.
Well, and looking at one of the comments in the chat, I mean, Bubba has a shot at Michigan, too. Remember last year he was in the top 5.
That is one I'm very interested in. I'm going to Michigan, so I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, Michigan could low-key be the wild card race out of all these races. Well, I mean, outside of Daytona, of course, but that could be, the second mini wild card, maybe.
Even with stages, Michigan's always been a fuel mileage race. Like, even with stages, I think they could come into play big time there.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there.
I hope so. It's been a while since I've been in a Michigan race with actual fuel mileage in play. Like,
when was the last one? 2009, something like that?
No, the last one I was at, or the last one in general,
or last one in general. How about both?
2015, Kurt Busch won because Kevin Harvick dominated the day, but that was also
Junior finished second that day. I was like, dang it, he almost won. Yeah.
No, the last one I was at that was a fuel mileage race at Michigan probably was 2007. Because that's the one where Carl Edwards cut the dude's beard off. He had grown a winless beard.
Yeah.
But I think Michigan has the opportunity. It has the opportunity to get a wild card winner out of it.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. But yeah. But overall, though, the freaking playoff race. Ugh.
I'm telling you, if somebody wins in here, though,
it just takes one. It takes one.
Yeah, it changes it all over again. So I don't want to say it's over.
So I'm not saying it's over, but please, somebody make it happen.
Makes it easy to follow. At least you're kind of just watching for wins. Yeah.
Okay. So if it does happen that way, which one, Reddick, Dillon, Harvick, which one do you think collapses and misses out of the three that are in now?
Austin Dillon. Tyler Reddick is on fire. He's making the playoffs. Points or wins, he's making the playoffs.
Yeah, I'd probably say Dillon too.
He's only 8 points behind Dillon. I think he passes Dillon in points.
I don't know. After seeing what happened last year in the playoffs, I wouldn't put it past Harvick somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask you this. Does Tyler Reddick minus 63, does he catch Kevin Harvick by the time the playoffs start, next 5 races?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Realistically, with the tracks coming up, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But you got to think also with stages in play, too. I mean, Harvick hasn't been fast.
He could be. I mean, I think he can, gain some points on him, but pass him entirely? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he's got a full race worth of points, stages included to make up. I don't.
Yeah, it'll take a major collapse to me from Harvick.
I think he could. I wouldn't put it past Harvick, too.
Seeing how he got the sweep there last year, I think Harvick's honestly the early favorite to win Michigan. So
I'll be honest with you guys. I kind of want to see Harvick not make it just so I can see the reaction,
and then retire and buy a team.
Yeah, maybe retire, maybe buy a 47 or 37 car.
Wait, were we going to talk about that?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it in a little bit.
Because I got a little bit of a theory for that when we get to it.
All right.
But for now, what are the TV ratings looking like? Who's taking Danny?
I will do that.
What happened this weekend?
The waitings.
Well, it looks like
no, I'm just kidding. Ratings.
There must have been something better to do because, it's fair for a summer race, but 1.47 really low for a Cup Series race. 2.5 million viewers were tuned into this one, so about as many people were also not at the race as they were not at home to watch it, I guess.
I think that's I think someone compared it to, because this effectively took Michigan or Kentucky's place on the schedule.
It would have took Kentucky's place.
And that's a very comparable number to, I believe, their 2019 rating. This is roughly the same weekend. So not terrible for a summer race at a track on NBCSN. I think that's a fine number.
Yeah, I'd say it's a decent number considering the track and, time of year, all that stuff, and channel.
Yeah.
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 But it's not a W rating.
You dropped this, King.
Yeah, it's a W. I always find it funny every time on Twitter. It's like W.
This turned into TikTok. What happened here?
Darian thing is a W. I always think you dropped this, King.
Oh yeah, drop. Yeah, whenever they talk about NASCAR ratings on Twitter, it's just always hilarious.
Minus 34%, but it's still a W.
W.
All right. Well, hey, we can go off of ratings for reviews of what people thought, but the real way to know how people thought about this race is to go to Darian.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, the famous iceberg pole.
I had that set up so perfectly for you.
I didn't know. I was like, wait. I'm like, oh yes, the pole.
This is like the equivalent of a perfect. This is like Blair Walsh's 2015 miss.
Well,
I dropped the pass.
Well,
y'all.
gee, I guess no one liked the race then.
I dropped the baton in the 4x800 meter
All right.
race.
All right, I'll get my part right at least.
But do we have a new pole record though? At least.
I bet. Not.
Okay, it ain't that right.
I'm sorry. I actually laughed at you suggesting there is a new pole record.
Hey, gotta ask
This
that
is
every
Atlanta, sir. No, we had 14.7 thousand people vote. Still a lot of people.
It's more than Road America, I think.
Hey,
Yeah, it's up.
it's up there.
I think last week it was like 13,000 or something, right?
It's up there.
Crap, I'm too far down on the list. Anyway, it's somewhere. I think it's in the top 10 now. So what did you think of the 2021 Quaker State 400? 22% of you thought it was a great race. 57 said it was good. 16 average, 3 below average. 2% said it was a bad race. Let's see what the comments said here. Kyle Kiesgen said, I taught that kid everything he knows. He should be grateful. Damn, shots fired.
Yeah. No. Okay, he was honest.
Let's see. Me Eaton says Ross Chastain watches spring Atlanta race. Ross Chastain. Interesting.
I should do that.
Chasing the Cup says Atlanta went down swinging. I'll tell you what. Also, Kurt has now won the Quaker State 400 twice at 2 different tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he
That's
beat
right.
Kyle Busch both times.
Whoa. Yeah, that's
I
whoa,
know.
that's
I
nutty.
noticed that a lot of his last few wins, he's had to beat Kyle Busch to get him.
That's cool. No, that's cool though. That's very fitting. Very fitting.
Dylan Miller says Joey blocks leader in the spring race to help teammate Ross. Write that down. Thomas says Almirola when leading at the halfway point.
It's
raining in turn 2.
Hey, if the race stopped, I would have been fine with it. I would have been fine with it. Amarola would have won. Yes, it would have had a miracle playoff
I'm
run.
telling you, I'm believing what IDK is saying now. Man.
Daytona, dude, Daytona. Amarola, he's got him.
I'm all on that train. It's been set up for Almirola to win Daytona.
Yeah, Amarola, man. Let's see.
I'm just. Cloud Creation says Ross Chastain won this race. Thumbs up if you understand this reference.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got here. Kyle Busch wins stage 1. Kurt Busch wins stage 2. Kurt Busch wins race. Yes, this race is all family.
Oh yeah,
I was wondering that was
family.
That's from Denny Delivers. Let's see. Prison Mike says there are 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and Denny Hamlin speeding on pit road.
Of course. And when did he speed? Was that at a very crucial part in the race, like early or late?
Flag.
Well, I think it was stage 3. He ended up finishing like 13th as a result.
Dude, stop speeding, dude. Come on.
Can I say this? We didn't really address it last week, but putting the driver's face on the car, it's never going to be done as well as it was with Corey LaJoie in the Old Spice car. So everyone keeps trying. I appreciate the effort, but it's just never going to work as well.
I just didn't get what that had anything to do with offer pad.
It was just for the memes. No, it was for the memes. Memes. Why not?
It was because they saw Corey LaJoie's face car get a lot of coverage, so they thought they could do the same thing.
Well, even his other face car, but he did 3. He did the one where it was the mask one. That was just kind of funny because it was in the middle of the pandemic. But but the one where he was with that was a health bar or something like that.
Oh, the built where he's like eating the bar or whatever.
Yeah, that actually made sense, and it looked kind of cool. So,
but it'll never be as good as the Old Spice car. Anyway, I just wanted to say it because I've seen a few drivers put their face on cars, and it just isn't. It's the magic is gone, y'all. I'm sorry.
I'll give him points for at least trying, for at least being creative.
Just stick to your usual paint scheme, and you got to be okay.
JackNet TV says the track broke. That's
true.
It did. Broke.
We don't need a re-pave.
Yeah, that's funny. The drivers, we don't repave it ever. And it's like the track. Yeah, about that. Let's see. I'm going to get to the last comment. All right, it's from Mark DeMars. Is it positive or negative?
It's always negative.
Negative gang, negative.
It was Atlanta. It's negative.
Well, that was boring. Really, the race itself, boring.
Well,
That's it.
at least
It wasn't even like a good one.
Hey, he got his W. He's like, hey, first comment, I'm just gonna state my case and go home. So, hey.
Okay, I will say
Kept it
this one.
abrupt.
This one's towards the bottom, but it is still funny.
Okay.
What
is it?
It's from NASCAR and Bowling Fan 388. Says, I voted great because watching Kyle Crybaby choke is hilarious.
That's a NASCAR YouTube comment.
Hey, I just got to say this. You know, I was sitting next to Slap and Jake Baskinger, and Jake's a big Kyle Busch fan, so I did feel for him having to watch that.
He won him. He saw him win a championship.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was there in Miami in 2019.
Yeah.
Everything else is just great.
Meanwhile, how do you guys think I felt? I still have never seen my favorite win in person, and I'm like watching Bowman come for the field, like go,
Dude,
go.
I saw Junior run out of fuel in 2014 at Vegas. Like that sucked. That sucked, man.
Wait, Eric, have you seen Kenseth win in person?
Only a non-NASCAR race.
But that's
He still won.
Yeah. So I've seen him win Slinger. Yeah.
Wait, I can't remember. Darian, you just said. Did you say you saw him win or you almost won?
I almost won. 2014 Spring Las Vegas, runs out of gas for a second, coming out of turn 2, and then refires it and finishes second. I'm like, what the? Like, so dumb.
Yeah, it
I'll win that one.
It wasn't as bad as 2011 Coke 600. Speaking of Dale Jr., I just got to say this. We after the race, we kind of sat around because we were trying to hopefully get a picture of Junior as he's coming out. So Sloppy Joe was one leading us, and he made us fall for the old trap of a golf cart on the left side, and they went out on the other side.
Rough.
So then he goes running, and he's literally standing beside Junior. Junior's talking to a guy on his right, and next thing you know, Junior's being pushed out of this gate to go down the stairs and go get in a golf cart with Michael Carey, who was down there, and take him to the airport. And so it's like Joey was literally beside him, and he never looked at him. It's like,
so close.
Pain.
Well, also speaking of Junior, he almost drove in the Xfinity race.
Yeah. That would have been cool. That would have been crazy.
They were that desperate.
Yeah. Josh Berry stepped up.
BJ McLeod also almost drove that car. So
yeah. Looking at it, it sounded like, was it stress fractures is the reason that Michael Annett is out?
That's what it looks like.
That's actually something I think will take a lot longer to recover.
Yeah, so that's Josh Berry's ride for quite some time now.
So who's going to be driving Jordan Anderson's car?
We'll see.
Well, I don't know if have they said he's out for a while. He's out this coming week at New Hampshire.
Their hope is to get him back by Watkins Glen. So
yeah. So
you know what this means? It means that Riley Herbst still has a chance.
Riley Herbst, he can do it. Herbst experience continues.
If he is still out by the time Watkins Glen comes around, that could be a good opportunity to get a really good road course ringer in the one car.
Yes. Oh, bring back Ron Fellows. Ron Fellows back. Yes. Yep. He was cold back.
How old is Ron Fellows these days?
He's old.
Okay.
He's old.
Okay.
He is old as dirt. My goodness.
He came in of NASCAR. You didn't know that?
He's a generation from Jesus and 2 from dirt.
I don't know how old he is, but he's
like
up there,
50. Though. How old is he? Is he that? How much older?
He's older. 61.
Yeah. So,
he's in his 60s?
He can still race. He can still race, though. He can still race, right?
Oh, I actually, you can just get Chase Elliott to drive the car. What are we talking about?
Oh, no. That's so predictable.
He needs Byron in it.
He needs practice at his best track.
No,
give him a little practice.
If I was Junior Motorsports and he's available, I would get Chase Elliott to go get an easy W.
Hey, what about Alex Bowman in the one for Watkins? Why not?
It's Watkins Glen. It's Chase Elliott. Come on.
Yeah. Darn Cup guys.
Darn Cup, tootin' Cup guys winning.
What the hell are you saying?
I
don't know. Word soup.
We're speaking the same language.
You know who wasn't? You know who wasn't speaking the same language though was Kyle Busch and Daniel Hemric.
No.
I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. That transition, that was all right. That was okay.
Dude, Daniel
Hemric is somewhere saying, "I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's gone.
Dude,
I'm glad he's gone."
There is not a single other driver that I feel more sorry for than Daniel Hemric at this point. Like It is crazy. Like, he had that win in the bag. He had it in his hands, man. And then all of a sudden, KFB just kind of drove into him and stuff. But dang, like, I know a lot of stuff happened up to that point, but still, it's just so painful. And I jinxed him too, apparently. So I apparently jinxed him.
You want to hear something funny about your jinxing, Darian, really quick?
Yeah.
I hear my mom go, "Oh, for God's sake," and she's like, "Oh, for God's sake," and I turn around, I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Can you tell Darian to stop tweeting?" And I'm like, "What did Darian say? Like, what did he say?" And she goes, "Every time he tweets about a driver, they crash out of the lead.
I don't know what
something happens." He's like, "Tell Darian stop tweeting for one race."
And then,
that's my job. I can't.
And then I made a tweet that said something like, "If Kurt Busch holds on to win this and he still won it, it doesn't work for me, I guess."
See, the chat. I'll say this: our viewers have broadened what it means to jinx somebody. Like, I'll just tweet during a race, "Oh, Kurt Busch looks pretty fast," and everybody's like, "I can't believe you tweeted as a human."
If you talk about him, dude, that's like apparently like an automatic jinx.
We cannot name drivers.
No, I can't. I can't. Okay, I'm not allowed to do that.
Are you kidding me? I said. We'll talk about the truck race in a minute. I talked about Derek Kraus being aggressive and fast and like gunning for the win, and I got put on Age NASCAR twice.
Yeah,
y'all are wild.
I think we all end up on Age NASCAR this weekend at some point.
No,
but how many have it twice for the same damn tweet?
I don't remember me being on there twice.
Tweet.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yes. yeah. I got it early in the race, and then he came up and finished I think 6th or 7th. Like, he finished well. And I get cold tweeted again, and I think I DM'd him. I'm like, "Hey, I think you got me for this one before." He's like, "Oh yeah, so many people have sent yours, and I didn't know."
You know what I mean? Y'all, that's what I'm saying. They're piranhas. Like, "Oh, he mentioned Alex Bowman, kill him, burn him alive,
burn him at the stake."
So it's just gonna be like, just randomly during the race, just tweet.
Oh,
just say a name, Josh Bilicki. Oh my gosh!
And literally, that's the replies. I'm not even.
Should I just do this right now and just put Teresa Earnhardt on Twitter and see if they like what they do?
Well, it's not.
It's not during a race too.
Yeah. You got to tweet just literally any driver. Sunday afternoon, just tweet Michael McDowell.
Oh, jinx!
Cody Ware.
Crazy.
Let's do that one. Cody Ware.
Cody Ware. That's a guaranteed jinx. Let's be real.
But no, I want to address something else too. So what the hell was that 47 team doing in the final laps? Look, I mean, I get trying to win the race, but dude, wasn't even in the top freaking 15 on 50 lap older tires at Atlanta.
Like, just lay over. I never understand that either.
Oh, and then the dude has gear problems and he gets spun out. I'm like, holy crap! That was like one of the worst restarts ever. But hey,
could have been worse. Didn't get too much damage.
I like Kyle Weatherman though, but he got put in a pretty awkward position there though.
We're gonna test our theory. The 379 people who are watching will be the only ones who get this. I just tweeted Josh Bilicki. We'll see what happens.
Oh, you'll see. But anyways, Xfinity though, KFB, he didn't take the bow because out of respect to Hemric, he's like, well, I don't like to win
we're at
way,
a funeral. Like, it's a funeral for Hemric's career. Like, he just put this man in a body bag.
Because he even feels bad, dude, because Hemric has been waiting so long for that win. He finally has the car to win, and he doesn't win.
He's went through now 3 top-tier Xfinity teams and still hasn't gotten it. And he had Tyler Reddick's Cup car.
He's not a bad driver.
Right.
He's not a bad driver at all. He really isn't. He just has some of the worst luck I have ever seen. Like Steve Park levels of bad luck I'm talking here. Like, it's up there.
I don't know, man. Park.
The Steve Park, I mean, yeah, the injury stuff, but I'm just saying, though, bad luck. It's up there, though, man. Hemric is.
So far, Daniel Hemric overall in all series, you could relate him to just only Cup, Daniel Suarez, as far as not having that lucky moment yet.
Yeah, it's just been so long because, I mean, Hemric started his career for, I can't remember the truck team, but he always drove this like green Chevy. I can't remember what the team was, and then got signed by Brad Keselowski and then RCRs. Like, he's been with so many teams.
That's what I'm saying. He's been with BKR. He's been with RCR.
He runs good. He runs good. He just can't win.
I know, and that's like I think you're right. He's not a bad driver, but he's not a good driver either. He's a very average driver who at least is not going to wreck your stuff,
Yeah.
So he's serviceable. He's Michael Annett in Joe Gibbs' car. That's who I'm going to compare him to. He's Michael Annett. Maybe less funding.
I say a little bit better than a net. A little bit better.
I will say when we get to Daytona for the Xfinity race, Cindric's going to be a factor. I think Hemric will be a factor in that one.
Yeah. But will he win? Like, probably not, just because he has no luck. Like, I'm sorry, it's just crazy, you know. I hope he can break through, but I mean, it's been how many years now, you know?
I'm with you. This week was bad luck, but I'm just saying in general, if he was a little better, he would have overcome some of that bad luck and gotten a win or two. But he's fine. He's good. He is good. He's just not amazing.
Oh, you know who has maybe a winner 102 is Kyle Busch, and that one didn't go as well as
I was not even listening. I was reading the chat. I'm sorry.
I said someone who has a winner 102 is Kyle Busch, the guy who won this race.
Yeah, that's like a 4 out of 10. We'll get there though. You have an hour and a half to go. We'll find some more good ones.
Can we dunk on this truck race now, please? Because
I mean, we still have to go over how much you hate the cut line.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was ready to get to that.
8 races to go. Geez, 8 races. Wow, that's crazy. There's 8 races to go in the Xfinity Series before the playoffs, but there's 5 to go in the Cup, 1 to go in the trucks. Wow, this is all over the place.
Yeah.
All right.
Boy.
So 8 races to go in the Xfinity Series, and Michael Annett is currently sitting 11th. We'll see how his absence plays into effect of this.
Got hurt this week.
Jeremy Clements is sitting pretty good at plus 54, and then Riley Herbst is in 13th, minus 54.
Let's go! He can do it!
Well, realistically, Brandon Brown could still do it. He's minus 56.
Brandon Brown made the playoffs last year.
Wait. Brendan Brown's only 2 points behind Herbst?
Yeah. He was ahead of Herbst before this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Get back ahead of him.
Ty Gibbs still in like 15th, 16th, something like that.
He's like, I think it's like, because he hasn't raced in a while, he's like 60 behind Herbst
It's like his points don't really count, so.
Yeah.
Well,
but still.
Yeah, I think Michael Annett, he's going to fall to 12th this week since I guess he's not racing at New Hampshire. So move Jeremy Clements up at least to 11th. And then we'll just see how close Herbst can get, because then we'll have a battle between Annett and Herbst down the stretch if that becomes the case.
I think for Clements, with the races that are still coming up, honestly, I think he's pretty well secure, I think that's pretty good for him.
He's decent. Eight races is a lot. But yeah, they still have a couple. He's a good road racer, right? So they still go to Indy.
Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen. What else is on the Xfinity schedule? Is Mid Ohio? They're going there.
I think they already did.
They already did Mid Ohio. Yeah. So I don't know.
But there'll be a few other good ones.
No Canadian Tire, but
they can get through.
survive.
They can get through Michigan. Who knows what happens at Daytona? So.
Hey, Vargas wins Daytona, gets to the playoffs. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about what Haley Deegan's put in her vlog title was probably the best title I've seen in a while. The worst race I've ever been in.
Oh my god. Freaking Paul Tracy, man. He's been down bad.
No.
We're talking about Knoxville first.
Talking about the truck.
Oh, I thought we were talking about SRX. My bad.
No. Her title for her truck race vlog was the worst race I've ever been in.
Yeah. Knoxville, more like
sucked.
Knoxville.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking Darian's in his own show right now.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep up.
Would you like to talk about SRX, Darian?
In a minute. In a second. But
we'll talk about the foot fetishist in a minute.
The truck series, man.
Apparently, he wants to see Jenna Fryer a lot more. I don't know.
I know. Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. There's just so much going on this week. I want to talk about everything, but freaking the truck series, man. Like, there is a major problem there in terms of racing with respect. Like there's one side of the garage that is full of truck series veterans, and then another side that is full of rich kids basically. So it's like this divide in a sense, and then it's like when you put them out on the track, like just the difference in terms of drivers etiquette is just so far apart basically, and it showed on Friday there. I mean, props to Derek Kraus though, because he gets a lot of crap, but I think he's a lot better than what people give him credit for. But just he can't find any luck either. And then that final stage, that was the worst truck race I've ever seen in my life.
It was painful. Yeah, you can't do that every week. Obviously, there's not enough money in trucks to pay for that.
And also, it says a lot too when during the race after he crashed out, Sheldon Creed, who is a pretty good dirt racer in his own right, says on FS1. yeah, the truck shouldn't be here. We should be at Iowa Speedway where we belong. I was like, whoa. So, yeah, that says a lot there.
This track is so much different compared to Eldora or even what Bristol was. Like,
yeah,
these
it's
trucks
flat, right?
These trucks, yeah, it's very flat. These trucks can handle a higher bank dirt track. But this track, it's a reason sprint cars are the king at that track. They don't really run many dirt late model races at Knoxville. It's usually a sprint car or a midget kind of track. Like full body dirt cars are not meant to be on that track.
And I'll
say it opened the door for Norm Benning to get a top 20.
Yes, Norm Benning got a top 20. Let's go.
Norm got 19th.
And finished ahead of Deegan. That was crazy.
Deegan was 21st. I was laughing earlier because, we'll get to the actual substance in a moment, but like going off what you said, Darian, as I was the focus of my video this week, there's just not a lot of respect in the lower ranks these days. And it bleeds into the Cup Series occasionally, but the Truck Series...
I think the Truck Series, it's way worse, though.
Oh, yeah, it's obviously worse because you got a bunch of teenagers who are desperate to make a name, to carve out a place.
And a bunch of 40-something old drivers like Crafton and Friesen.
Who get upset by it.
Robbie Lyons tweeted out, he tweeted the picture of that big wreck at Eldora and the big wreck in Darlington. It's like, it don't matter what track they're on.
Yeah, because I was gonna say a lot of people were saying, oh well, Knoxville, the track, ended up devolving into a one groove racetrack around the bottoms. It was like a slick Bristol, and it's like, yes, that's true. I thought the first half and the heat races were pretty entertaining. You had a couple different grooves, so it wasn't.
No. It was good at first. That final stage.
I think you combine a bunch of young drivers that, in many cases, have the funding to keep them there, but are also hungry to prove that they belong because they see Twitter. I guarantee Riley Herbst knows what people think about him. I know he wasn't in that truck race, but names started all of a sudden.
Braxton, Kraus, basically those guys. They know.
Everyone knows what social media thinks about them, so they're desperate to prove everybody wrong. There's only two races to go at the time, right, until the playoff starts. Everyone's desperate to get that final playoff spot. There's a combination of factors that just lead to Derek Kraus sending it into everybody on the final three restarts and causing two huge wrecks.
Now that was the one problem. He was doing good up to that point, but it started to get a little crazy.
But I also want to speak to while the race was a mess and it was bad, we can harp on that. Austin Hill kept his truck mostly clean. He's a pretty clean race car driver. Got the win.
Chandler Smith
Smith ran a solid race. I thought he was in the catbird seat and lost it towards the end. Carson Hocevar was kind of messy occasionally, but he was pretty good. He's known for being aggressive. I think it was the slinger that Rich Bickle was calling for people to beat him up or whatever because he thought he was racing like an idiot. So, even he's making some enemies. Teenager, racing aggressive is what it is. But overall, I thought the race was okay. I want to mention Haley Deegan because this was the most disappointing race from Deegan this year.
Yeah, it was.
She's the most popular driver in the Truck Series. By far, she ran badly at Bristol Dirt, and it was like, okay, it's a different type of dirt track. I'll cut her some slack. And then she ran 18th. She qualified well. She was good in her heat race, qualified well, and then on lap 2, slapped the wall and ran 20th the rest of the night. But see, it was terrible. It was terrible.
I just don't know what to say about Deegan yet because, honestly, when she gets in an SRX car, she is really good in those.
She's going against 50-year-olds and guys who learned stock car racing last week. Yeah. It's not that comparable. But, I just think – in general, she's going to race trucks again next year, presumably. And I hope she's going to improve. I think she's going to improve. We've seen when she goes back to tracks for the second time or gets some practice laps, she's better. But, I think, 2 years ago, there was real talk that she wasn't like Chase Elliott or William Byron, but she could be, maybe a Daniel Suarez caliber driver. Like there was talk that she could contend before long in Trucks or Xfinity. She's nowhere close to contending in Trucks or Xfinity. And so,
she's not even in the playoff cut line though. And I figured she'd be around there, but she's nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. So
she will benefit greatly by having more practice next season, I think.
All the young drivers will.
They need to have more. When they have had practice? What is it, like an hour? Is that what it is?
Yeah, like a half.
I think they need to by next year, and it sounds like I saw Bob Pockers basically said by next year every race should have practice. But how many practice sessions are we going to be having? Because a lot of these younger drivers really need these like 2 or 3 1-hour sessions. Honestly, they need that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how many practices they have. But, Haley Deegan, just all the hype coming into this year and stuff. And, I didn't expect her to set the world on fire per se. Like, 4 wins, championship contender. Like, no way.
Honestly, I expected her to at least be in the picture.
Yeah.
If we look at the playoffs, there's the top 10 make it in. There's Friesen's 9th. Chandler Smith's plus 40 now. Derek Kraus minus 40. Tyler
and
Johnny
Hocevar has been the biggest surprise this season.
Like, I don't know where is Deegan in points?
17.
17. I would have hoped she'd be 12th or 13th in points.
Yeah.
So she's
I'll double check that, but I'm almost
the tracks that I expected her to run top 5 in, namely the dirt tracks, because 2 of her ARCA wins were on dirt. She's been a complete no-show for the most part. That's surprising to me.
So
she is 17th. She is behind Austin Wayne Self and Ryan Truex. And
she's behind Austin Wayne. That's another guy who was just kamikazing it in on Saturday, on Friday night.
There are 3 drivers who have started every race that she is ahead of.
Oh,
Tanner Gray, Chase Purdy, Tate Fogelman.
In fairness, you said Taylor Gray, right? Or Tanner Gray? Tanner Gray is her teammate, so
he's okay.
I was gonna say
she is beating her teammate, one of her teammates.
Wait,
give her that.
Does he still race for them? What car? Which one does he drive?
Oh, doesn't He's been in like the 15 and the 7, the 15.
Yeah, 15.
I forget about that. I know they had the 17 and the 1.
And also remember Tanner Gray. He's a former dragster, so he's just now learning stock car racing.
A new racing series for him.
Yeah. So basically, they're both learning.
But just saying that, we know that the DGR trucks are still pretty good. I mean, Ryan Preece went out and won.
Yeah.
So
she's currently 45 points behind Austin Wayne Self.
And likewise,
it's like a full race.
Likewise on that subject, it's technically front row, but Todd Gillen is in a DGR truck.
They're good. They are good in Todd Gillen is. He's good.
Didn't expect her to make the playoffs this year, but she should be ahead of Austin.
Yeah, I figured she would be around, where like Kraus and Lamar, contending to get in inside the playoffs. But I mean, just this year, it just hasn't happened. So I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see.
Well, there you go. There's the truck race. It was a mess. Should they go back to Knoxville next year, y'all?
No.
Really?
I'd go back to Eldora. I think it fits the trucks better. I mean, even before it was a complete cluster F,
even if
it was single file and it wasn't like Bristol single file.
Even if Tony won't take him back, there's a better dirt track option out there.
That may be true.
They could honestly go to the dirt track at Charlotte and put on a better show, I think.
Perhaps. I thought it was fine. I think they just need to implement a halftime to rework the track. So stage 3,
they should do. They should do that for most of it. They should do that for all dirt track races. Like
I'm with the chat. Eldora's better. I just don't. Tony Stewart sounds like he's severed those ties. He's still pretty butthurt about Bristol. I just don't think that's an option. But if it was, then I'd say go back to Eldora for sure. But I like Knoxville. If they go back to Knoxville next year, I'm happy. They just got to change the format.
Come to Knoxville, Tennessee, 411 Speedway. Do that one.
But if they do come back, no Knoxville race will ever top the one we saw. That'll just live in infamy forever.
Be careful.
I think hopefully the races can only top it. Can only be better.
And then Darian, speaking of just after the fact with Knoxville here, what do you think about this playoff cut line?
It's so boring. Why can't it be more interesting, man? Read it off. Somebody read it off, man. Or actually, I'll read it off, actually. So right now, Stuart Friesen is 53 points above the cut line, followed by Chandler Smith, who is plus 40. And then after that is the cut line. Derek Kraus is minus 40 below Smith, followed by Tyler Ankrum, who is minus 44, and finally Johnny Sauter, who is minus 51. I wish it was a little bit more closer, but we can't have nice things.
So of all of these drivers that are outside, one race ago being Watkins Glen, I will say, I think I said it last time, but Johnny Sauter is the only one who I think has a shot to go out and win that one just because he has the experience at Watkins Glen.
At Watkins Glen, yeah. That's about it, though.
But he's the only one.
Yeah, I don't see any, unless somebody has, a major upset, but I don't see that happening at the Glen.
Yeah. Damn, that was actually a long-ass weekend.
Yeah.
Just looking at how long we took.
We have, to break the fourth wall, we have our itinerary. We have, I think, 10 topics to cover tonight. Technically, some are way shorter than others. Some are much shorter.
Some are going to be a lot shorter.
We've made it through one.
This one will be shorter because of the simple fact of how Jaret has this wrote in here. Next gen rumors / non-traversy. Not really a controversy, it's a non-traversy.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't want to bring it completely off yet. but it has the makings of either being the biggest controversy of this decade or non-controversy.
I will say what is more of a non-controversy. I don't even think you have it in there, but I think people are going a little too far in what McDowell said.
Yeah, I think they're kind of taking it sort of out of context to an extent. I get what he's saying, though. It's like, no matter how safe you make these cars, racing is always going to be inherently dangerous, all the time.
Racing is inherently dangerous. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah, I think some people were taking that quote and thinking, oh, he doesn't want safety features and blah blah blah, or doesn't want new ones. It's like, well, I didn't see that.
I think the guy that crashed head on into the wall at Texas, and lived, is happy that there are some safety features.
Yeah, he's not saying oh, don't add anymore. He's just saying
he would rather be sitting in a wheelchair drooling right now.
Look, racing's always going to be dangerous. That's what he said.
Deep down, McDowell's like, you should have hit it harder.
That can be taken out of context.
But yeah, look, Michael McDowell, obviously he was in that incident back in 2008 at Texas Motor Speedway. So he's not saying no, don't add it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where people were getting that from.
Let's kind of I can go through here and kind of read off, give the timeline of what's leading up to a lot of this. So this stuff all started on Twitter and Reddit. I mean, I've heard about it a little bit before, but I didn't make anything of it.
Yeah.
But
Reddit's full of useful idiots. Reddit is. So thank you, Reddit.
Okay.
That's a quote, I think. Anyway, shout
out to David Land. Love you, David.
Started there. Then some more industry people started talking a bit about it. That's what really set my alarm bell off.
It originated from Steve Meal, who former crew chief. He was competition director at DEI, right?
Yep.
So he's been around the sport, not necessarily around the sport today, but he has been around the sport, still has some connections. And he made the tweet, talking about how he'd heard that, they'd killed the crash test dummy in a recent next gen test. He didn't really specify, but people were like, oh, it was fairly recent, within the last, few weeks or few months, and that was what he said. But he admitted that it was only rumors he had heard. He wasn't sure of anything. And I think that's what really sparked it off. And you had, people on Reddit, I believe it was the thread. Someone was like, sweet, if it killed the dummy, would that mean that the crash would have been fatal? And that's when you had Chase Briscoe saying, yes, correct. Not necessarily correct that the rumors are real, but that they're interpreting the rumor correctly, I guess is what he was saying. But that, of course, even lit things up even more. He deleted that Reddit post the next morning, I noticed.
Screenshots last forever.
Screenshot it.
But, so I know you have it kind of written down here, Jaret, but obviously everyone's been reacting. NASCAR, I think the next day or the day after, released a memo that they'd sent to drivers. So what if you ask me, here's what it sounds like happened. NASCAR has done a bunch of simulated tests of certain elements of the car, real tests with certain elements of the car, and then they put it together into simulations and done simulation crashes for months, if not a couple of years at this point. But they were not able to do a full-on hardcore crash test with a full car at a real track until just a couple weeks ago. It sounds like June 30th. They crashed a car with a dummy inside at Talladega. And they sent that memo out to the drivers saying that, nothing, we don't see anything particularly alarming, but it's going to take a little bit of time to put together an entire reel, put together an entire report, but we'll get it to you as soon as we can. And then we're going to send everyone the chassis. Then the next gen cars will begin to be shipped out. But then this weekend at Atlanta, rumors like this were getting out there. And so this weekend at Atlanta, pretty much every driver in the field, it looked like, was asked about, safety and asked about what they'd heard. And you got some mixed results. You definitely had you had a couple drivers like Joey Logano mentioning, one of the rumors that the car is too sturdy, that it doesn't give enough when it hits the wall, and that can be jarring to the driver.
Yeah, not enough crash.
I will say, Logano looked like he had a gun to his head when you watch the interview. Look at his eyes talking about it. He is trying to figure out the right thing to say in that.
Well, it was kind of the same look he had talking after his Talladega flip. Honestly,
I don't I think I don't want to prematurely write it off. That's my thing. I at the same time, though, I don't want to be like a lot of people who are taking all of this stuff strictly as fact that this is the most unsafe car in the 20 years or whatever. It's a tough position because 7 months, it's only 7 months and they're already having supply chain issues already. And now they have to have even more crash tests as they go and all that. It's just, you have to at least be a little bit concerned at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
I think.
I'll go and kind of round up the saga. You had all the drivers making comments and stuff. You had like Denny Hamlin say that, if the report that they talked about, the report comes back saying it's fine, Denny Hamlin trusts them wholeheartedly. I bet most other drivers would agree. And then you had NASCAR's competition or VP of competition, Scott Miller, just a couple of days ago, Monday morning, go on the radio and say that they found nothing alarming in any of the tests so far, but that they're still waiting, that maybe the breakdown, the reason the rumors started is because NASCAR did not communicate to the drivers and teams that it would take a couple weeks to get all the crash test data to them. And when it took more time than many expected, that's why he believes the rumors got started. Now that's coming from NASCAR, so take that with a grain of salt. But like I said in my video this week, I don't feel like that's something NASCAR at this point in the game could really hide from. If there actually were problems, like if the crash test, and we did die in the crash, which NASCAR has reiterated it did not. It's so late in the game that the car would be getting delayed. If they had that fatal of a flaw in the design of the next gen car, that thing's not going out on time. So I feel like they would have to start, tailoring their messaging towards the possibility of delaying the car if they really felt they were going to need to delay the car. It sounded from Scott Miller that he was pretty confident. It sounds like NASCAR is confident with where they're at, but that they did not communicate with the drivers, what the timeline would be. And that's what's led to the speculation. But like you said,
what's NASCAR going to say?
Well, my point, they don't have to answer at all. Why Scott Miller doesn't have to go on the radio if he doesn't have anything positive to say? I mean,
that's a NASCAR move that's been around for decades, is they always have to answer the question. They always put something out there.
It's just
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that it's completely bunk that nothing happened. I'm just saying that
this car is quickly becoming.
How are we going to know until something gets put out there? That's what I'm trying to say.
This is becoming the most cursed car I think NASCAR has ever had because it's one of them. I mean, this car was supposed to be out this season. COVID delayed that.
That's not NASCAR's fault.
It got leaked out of the picture of the Chevy and the Ford, and now this.
I think this compared to people dying is
thank goodness people aren't dying.
No, I'm talking about the transfer to the next
okay. Well, transfer, sure.
There's a lot of bad press in the early days of the car tomorrow as well. At least you haven't had drivers come out and say the car drives like garbage. At least not yet.
With the Gen 6, aside from Dodge just never happening, I feel like that one was just like, oh sure, okay.
Yeah, Gen 6 wasn't a huge change at the end of the day.
And you also have to think the difference of now also compared to 2012 when the late testing for Gen 6 was going on and 2006.
This is way
social
different.
Media. Well, I'm just saying social media shit's going to get passed around quicker. Like that's why I don't want to say one or the other. I want to be a bit of a fence sitter on this one rather than saying, oh, it's fine. NASCAR says it's fine. Well, yeah, NASCAR's not going to come out and say, oh, yeah, like if a driver is in it, his head would turn into a crushed watermelon. We're
gonna race it next year.
At the same time, I also don't want to trust those people who are like, it's the end of the world. The car needs to be delayed. This is awful. When it's like there's been nothing leading up to this too. Yeah, there's conflicting interests here.
NASCAR's not gonna be like, hey, your favorite driver? Look in this box. There he is.
Damn.
This isn't freaking. What was that one movie? Seven Deadly Sins or something like that.
I'm referring more to. A lot of people are like, show us the dummy, and I'm like,
I really thought of that movie.
I liked what Jenna Fryer said about that. They're like, show us the footage, and she's like, the dummy head doesn't fly off. Not how it works.
To clarify, that's what I'm more talking about. They're not just going to show you pictures of the dummy, what it looked like after that.
I think they should have. I think in the future they should have at least I don't know, maybe like a camera inside the car to show some stuff. Maybe it'll get taken out. Who knows? But there should be in the future for incidents like this a plan forth of like what you can show the public, because I'm gonna assume the inside of the car, like the cockpit, has not been revolutionized to a point that they can't show the public, hey, this is what the driver's seat looks like. So because I know there's a lot of other stuff like where you can't film pieces and parts of the car or whatever. But I don't want to gloss over this and just say that since NASCAR said it's fine, it's fine.
No, please nobody die. Please nobody die.
I say
no drivers, dummies, please.
NASCAR's put a lot of pressure on themselves because also Scott Miller said this week that, they're still on to make the 2022. Like they're going to still debut at Daytona. And I'm just like, if you're saying that and now in 3 weeks we hear that, oh no, we got to delay it. no one's ever going to trust NASCAR again. You've completely destroyed your credibility. And sure, NASCAR's done little things to hurt their credibility in the past, but that would be arguably the biggest. If you had your, executive senior VP of life, come out and say everything's great, and then a week later everything's not great, like that, that's tough to come back from. So I just don't see why Taylor would have even bothered going out on the radio to talk about it if he didn't have something relatively positive to say. But you're right. I think some level of skepticism and concern is good when we're discussing driver safety. But at the same time, I just think there's not enough information for anyone to be this up in arms as Twitter and Reddit were earlier in the week.
I think the biggest thing that's alarmed me, and this goes back to last year, there was supposedly there was a driver who crashed while testing one of the next gen cars last year.
William Byron.
Yeah, it's William Byron.
Okay.
Everyone knows.
I was going to try to keep it anonymous, but okay. William Byron supposedly crashed a car at Auto Club. I think we even knew about that. We did not talk about that, did we?
No, not until
I think we might mention it.
Not until
everyone was talking about that. Nobody still knows how bad the crash was. That's what
he said. It was one of the hardest he ever took.
That's the thing. I've now heard conflicting reports this week that suggested he had a concussion after that.
And there's also a video floating around of him like just spinning out, like not even.
Yeah,
hitting the wall.
I saw a photo when it first came out.
It's like, did he spin out later and hit the wall? Like, is that not
he
the
did.
right video?
I think that was a separate incident. I believe.
Yeah, there were two different incidents. Mm-hmm. I will say though, when it comes to this whole thing, I think the reason I have so much skepticism right now, and I don't even trust like the media reports going out, is remember last year in 2020 with the big deal with the noose in the garage incident. And everyone just went with NASCAR's narrative, and it turned out NASCAR's narrative was off base. That's why I'm not saying that NASCAR's narrative is off base. What I'm saying is that like you had said, kind of summing it up, Eric, is that there needs to be some healthy amount of skepticism here, because just following the narrative blindly, like, sure, it might not lead to anything this time, like right now, but down the road, there might be something else. You always have to question things.
I get what you're saying. The intent is different between those two incidents. I just want to differentiate. Like in the noose incident, NASCAR publicly said things that made themselves look bad. They publicly said without evidence that we have a racist in the garage, and then later that turned out to not necessarily be true. In this case, they're saying things that are like, oh, everything's good. They're pumping their image up publicly. So it's a little bit opposite. So,
it's a little bit opposite, but I think it's
I understand
very serious too.
NASCAR's message is not always correct. I guess and
their message
true.
Has changed over the week. Like Scott Miller said one thing on one radio show, and then a few days later said another. He said there was no crash problem one day, and then a few days later, oh yeah, there was, and nothing happened. So when there's a changing story, that's where I start being like, hold on a second.
I didn't hear the first radio appearance.
Originally they were saying there was no problem whatsoever. There was no crash test dummy, nothing like that. And I said, okay, well there was, but we found nothing bad of evidence like that. So there is a bit of a change, and that's where I start asking to get the person who changes the story. Usually, when you're trying to figure something out, is the one who's the most, I won't say at fault, but most susceptible to the story not being correct.
I feel like whatever NASCAR announces won't surprise me. They announce we're going to delay it, wouldn't surprise me. They say the car's fine, won't surprise me in the slightest at all.
Deep down,
let's see what happens.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 2007 where we mix cars a little bit.
Yeah, or if it's delayed for a couple of years.
Especially for how much it's going to cost, actually.
As long as what they do is the safest possible thing, I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
They're going to run the Gen 6 at Bristol Dirt this next year. Isn't that
right? They haven't said it outright.
I think it's basically been tossed around a lot. That's
it may not happen, but it's been talked about.
They don't want to tear up the new car. Well, here's the thing. We're going to talk a little bit about the auto industry and how to fix with the Kyle Larson stuff. But with the auto industry right now, just in general, they cannot get cars because there's a huge parts delay. People cannot get parts for building cars, and that goes into NASCAR too. To build these next gen cars, that's a lot more stuff that's going into those, from what I understand, and that's actually gonna. It sounds like there is a big delay on what they can and can't build with those right now.
And I think that's part of the delay that's led to some of the rumors, because I think it sounds like the crash test was slightly delayed. The Talladega crash test was a little delayed partially because of a lack of parts. I mean, that's why they had to delay the whole thing a year, is because during COVID, resources were scarce. Supply chains were disrupted heavily. So I think delays lead to rumors, lead to negative publicity. I think is really where this stems from, is there was a slight delay in getting the cars to the teams. Harvick said as much this weekend. There's apparently a tire test scheduled in August, and I don't think any teams have a full next-gen car yet. So it's like, are they going to make that deadline? They might have to push it a couple weeks. So they'll be up against it come the offseason, come Daytona perhaps, but again, I think at this point, when you're less than a year away, if NASCAR says they're on schedule, I think you got to take them at their word for the time being and see what the results say.
We're just gonna, for every racetrack that has a big jumbotron board, we're just gonna run iRacing. Just thank you for coming.
Kill me.
There you go.
Imagine you buy
like the pro invitation.
Imagine you buy a ticket, you walk in. Where's the cars? Look up there.
iRacing
On
There's
Big
no-
Hoss TV.
God.
Probably be better than any race at Texas, maybe outside the All-Star race, of course. But
No.
yeah.
Timmy Hill wins again at Texas.
Yay, Timmy! He has
Well,
a perfect season.
On that note, I think that's a good time to go ahead and move on to the mailbag question.
We've made it to the 3rd out of 10 things tonight.
All right, this will be a little bit quicker here. From Grant Edson, do you think we'll ever see Texas and Circuit of the Americas switch spots on the schedule, and we'll see F1 and NASCAR on the same day, with F1 at 11 a.m. and NASCAR at 2 p.m. or noon and 3 p.m.? Also, headed to Loudon and super excited. If you ever go, always sit in the Concord section, or you'll be like a lobster in a pot of boiling water.
I'll remember that. For
Well,
sure.
I mean, if that's the case, Denny Hamlin will be afraid of you then.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because I think both
Yeah.
those leagues would want to be number one.
Yeah,
I think they
yeah.
should.
I think the interesting part of that proposal is having NASCAR bat after F1. Like F1's the opening act. I think. I understand that's more in line with F1's schedule. They start earlier in the day usually, but even though it's in America and technically NASCAR's more popular than America.
F1's not going to follow up anybody.
Exactly.
I like the idea, though, of them being so close that teams could go outside of their ability to have a fifth car for a select number of races. What if you saw something where a Hendrick brought out a number 25 for Lewis Hamilton to race? What happen?
Romain Grosjean tweeted today that he'd be interested in running the Indy NASCAR doubleheader.
Yeah.
So make sure to hide your watches.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to hell.
I think it'd be cool, but I don't think it happens. Like,
Yeah,
to answer that question,
it
I don't think there's any way NASCAR and F1 share a weekend.
No, F1's not going to follow up a NASCAR.
And I don't think NASCAR is going to follow F1.
No, yeah.
Maybe they would. Maybe NASCAR in that case would be like, hey, that would be worth it to us. But I just don't see it happening personally.
No. But
it'd be neat, but I don't think it would happen.
Once again, thank you, Grant, for sending in that question to Mailbag. If you want to submit your questions to the NASCAR Weekly Podcast Mailbag, that is weeklypodcastguest@gmail.com. Please do not email us asking to be on the show, because we will sadly have to say no to that.
Did you have to block anyone this week, Jaret?
There's a guy who I deleted a few emails from because he kept asking, "Hey, come to this comment section and watch me roast these idiots." And I'm like, "No, I don't care." I'm gonna be blunt here for a moment. If you roast somebody in a comment section, I don't care. We roast people on this show. Like, it's not special.
We do it live.
We do it. We're doing live.
But thankfully, Lando Norris is okay, though. Thank you.
Well, Darian's still having another conversation. yes, of course. I'm glad Lando's had it. Minus the $1 million watch or whatever.
Well, the mailbag is brought to you. I gotta wait for Eric to be okay.
There you go.
Sorry, I'm just like we mentioned the
pay
watch
attention
thing,
to the comments.
We
pay attention to the
comments 2 or 3 minutes ago. We'd already talked about something completely different.
No, because at the time I didn't get the reference, but then I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right, poor Lando."
All right,
sorry.
Lando Calrissian, folks.
All right.
My favorite driver.
No one got the Star Wars reference, I guess.
I just said nice.
got it.
I liked it.
Okay, cool. Okay, anyways, the mailbag is brought to you by our friends over at Lionel Racing. Alex Bowman may not have been willing to sign my hat with a silver Sharpie. Oh, God. He forgot, folks.
I almost did too, though.
I had 3 to make up for it.
Okay, he's got
Wow.
for it. Well, he may not have signed my hat with a silver pin, but hey, I'm rocking the Alex Bowman All-Star race win, and this is the cool one. We finally figured it. This is something was really bad to screw, but now it lights up. The All-Star car lights up.
Whoa!
Yes.
I gotta put lights in or a battery in mine.
Bob, the car does have lights.
I have the Petty family here, basically. You got King
Still so
Richard,
bright.
you got
too bright.
Kyle, and then you got Adam right here. This is from 1998, so this is when Adam Petty was just starting his career. I think this is his ARCA car. Yeah, it is. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love the detail of the red interior on Jaret's.
Yeah, it's nice.
I got Dale Earnhart's, I believe, 1989. No, 87 is still
80.
Wrangler.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's 89.
Yeah.
I think I've used this one once before, but I believe it's 80.
You have, but I think I've even used this one before. But hey, they don't get old.
It's pretty. And it's a short track car because there's no window right here.
Yep.
Oh,
Nice.
that's right.
Let's see.
So.
Oh, they actually have a window on this one.
I'm rocking the Ryan Newman's Oscar Mayer car, the correct Oscar Mayer car, not
good
that
one.
abomination.
Hey, that
Oh,
that one
God,
looked
that
even
was
uglier in person.
ugly.
I saw it driving by and I could see how bad it was
Why-
slanted.
Why did they do that to themselves?
And this is the liquid color version, part of the Lionel Authentics line. So very
Nice.
shiny, so shiny. My lights can't even handle it.
You have to really look hard for those. I've only found one at the liquid color NASCAR Phoenix. It was Eric Jones Irwin Tools.
I used to have a Matt Kenseth McDonald's one that I could never find. Oh, pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you to Lionel for supporting the Out of the Groove podcast.
That's our time to show off our diecast collection for a little bit now.
Thank you.
Guys, are you aware that they've just issued us under a big, severe thunderstorm warning?
Every week.
And we have our own warning on the podcast. It's the lightning round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Jared,
damn-
what do we have on tab?
Damn flies all over this place.
It's the flightning round.
It's the
folks.
It's the flightning round. The flightning
That's good.
round.
All right.
What do we have on
Well,
tab tonight?
United Rentals has become the official rental equipment partner of NASCAR, according to Mr. Sternbaum. Haley Deegan will run the Nashville Fairgrounds SRX races.
On that note, I feel like we haven't gotten a good Stern bomb in a while. We need to
been-
get Adam Stern on the show and see if he can drop some bombs for us.
Yeah, drop
I think
some,
that's a plan.
drop
I'd
some
be down.
bombs on the show. Yeah.
Well, someone else who dropped a music video was Post Malone
That's an 8 out of 10 transition.
Yeah,
That's
for his
good.
video
That-
Motley
that-
Crue
that-
featuring
that-
Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace.
That song for me kind of bombed. So
I liked it. What do you mean? I liked it.
I'm not a rap fan, so I was
I
like,
Fine
like
for what it is.
I
I
like
listen to Post Malone.
I like some of Post stuff. Like I like this. I like the song Circles. It sounds pretty good. Has a good flow to it. That one, no.
Rap
So,
analyst with Danny B.
Ty Dillon is aiming to run more races for Gaunt Brothers, according to J-Ski. And the Auto Club layout is still moving forward, running the 2-mile layout in 2022 and then switching to a half-mile layout in 2023, according to Bob Pockris.
Do you guys think it's likely how long that'll take that they probably won't have a spring date that next year?
Finale.
I think they thought they could get it done in less than a year.
Yeah,
but
I think they will.
I don't know.
I think they will. The Atlanta re-pave and reconfiguration efforts have already began 2 hours after the conclusion of Sunday's race, and that's actually when I wrote this.
Waste any time.
They've already got basically the safer barrier walls out of there. They're tearing up the track already.
They were ready. They were like, yep, it's over.
Even though Kurt Busch said he doesn't know where he's going yet, Dale Jr. sounded like he kind of knew where Kurt Busch was heading next year on the broadcast.
Junior Motorsports 2022 confirmed.
And next week is going to be the driver-only broadcast, too.
Oh, for the Xfinity race? Or
It sounded like it said Cup, too, because Rick Allen, I think, is going off to the Olympics.
for Cup? What? I didn't hear that.
So it sounded
Who
like.
they going to get to call a race then?
Maybe it was Xfinity. I don't know.
I mean, I guess they already have
Well,
mostly drivers and crew chiefs in the booth. So.
They could honestly get a bunch of Xfinity guys like Noah Gragson, someone like that.
Greg's a commentator.
Oh my goodness! Imagine that.
Oh, here goes Larson. Look at him.
Chase Elliott will be running the Napa scheme this week in SRX, according to Mr. Stern. And Josh
Yeah.
Berry will be the sub for Michael Annett at New Hampshire this weekend. No
Sweet.
rain tires at New Hampshire, according to Bob Pockris.
That was
Oh, I
never
didn't
gonna
think about
work.
that.
That was never gonna work.
Oh, it might still
And-
work. They just got to
they got to test
more
more.
testing. Yeah, they got to do some more testing.
And NASCAR has approved Michael Annett for a playoff waiver. Now, PJ1 will be added for the Cup race for the track surface, but not Xfinity due to the fact that the modified cars, they don't know how it'd react to it, so they'd rather play it safe.
Okay.
Which is good because, let's be honest, that's the best race of the weekend. Kyle Larson's contract has been extended through 2023. He's fully sponsored.
Young money.
I'm going to be having the HendrickCars.com branding on both 35 Cup races a year and all of his NASCAR or non-NASCAR related racing endeavors.
Big. I think that's big just because it tells you that talent can still win out. It's not all about pay drivers. If you win on the track, doesn't matter if you're kind of a corporate, pariah off the track. You can still land a big sponsor. You can still make it happen.
Putting this out there as a guy who used to work in car sales, guys, this is not Rick Hendrick does not pay out of his pocket. Like, I used to work for the Beeman Auto Sales Group. I worked with Beeman Toyota, part of the Ford dealership group that they had. That was owned by a wealthy businessman in Nashville, Tennessee named Lee Beeman. Lee Beeman had nothing to do with the overall working flow of the dealerships. He was just a name. In this case, that is what Hendrick is in this case. They have a full-on management team with their own budgets that allots for this. So that's basically what all this is. It's that business. Although, Rick Hendrick gets a portion of the profits from them. That is an entirely different business. They are the ones who are really making that decision to put their marketing efforts into NASCAR.
Yeah, they said this money is coming out of their specific marketing budget that Rick Hendrick doesn't really touch. So that's big.
Benedetto says there's no real talks for 2022 yet.
Oh no!
The Benedetto watch. The Benedetto watch.
That doesn't sound good.
Don't sound good at all.
Same deal with Noah Gragson.
Oh yeah, he was talking about that too. Yeah.
He said I saw him say.
You saw him say what?
Oh no, you cut out for a
He's got to
second.
win more. I saw him say that he's got to win more races, and I'm like, I will do it.
Cool.
Also, Rick Hendrick said he's working on contract extensions with both Elliott and Byron as well.
Yeah,
according to Bob Pockris.
as he should.
Setting everything up for Jeff Gordon to take over. And then last one here, Dawson Cram will make his Xfinity debut in the Harmonator 74 car at New Hampshire this weekend.
Nice.
And that's it.
And once again, that was the lightning round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. And now, back to the show. We still have so many topics to get to.
So
We sure do. But first, we have to thank one of our other sponsors. Y'all know what time it is. I see some green emojis in the chat already. Hopefully that's for Forney Industries. Their logo's green. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
But Forney offers a full line of welding and plasma cutting machines. I'm sorry, in the chat. They offer metalworking accessories and a whole lot more. Great for do-it-yourselfers, or if you're a professional metal worker, Forney has everything you need for your next project. So be sure to shop their full line of top-of-the-line products at forneyend.com, forneyIND.com, or check them out at an authorized Forney dealer near you. So thanks for Forney.
You know what? Forney isn't the only people who help fund this show, guys. We are funded by viewers like you. Now, I want Jaret to keep a 5-minute watch on me because we had the lightning round. This is going to be the super chat lightning round for a little bit. We're going to get through.
I'll get a stopwatch for you.
Okay, we're going to get through some of these super chats now. We'll get to the rest of them towards the end of the show. Unfortunately, YouTube did this weird glitch. I actually lost a lot of the earlier super chats, so I apologize for that. I do think I saw Jar Jar Banks was in the chat earlier. I don't see his thing, but thanks, Jar Jar, for always your support each week. I'm sorry I missed out on what you said. But
I'm starting it now, okay?
Okay, starting it now, and tell me where to go.
Go.
Xavier Herrera, thank you for the $4.99. Today on Rubbing Is Racing, Kurt Busch confirmed that the Fox booth is as big of an option as Trackhouse and 2311, and all options are being considered. That's understandable considering his age in the sport right now as well. Avatar Cora, $4.99, appreciate that. The Avatar issues a statement of congratulations to Jar Jar Banks on the formation of... Oh gosh, it's a Boo Harvick thing.
Of course.
The Avatar wants to sponsor it, they say. Mike Take Flight $4.99. Appreciate that. Danny, what do you think about Bowman and Byron's cookie situation that's been going on for about a month? I think if you just get Bowman an Uncrustable, get Byron a cookie, it'll be a happy flight. I don't know what those people can't understand at this point. Platinum Paradise, $1.99. Appreciate that. Favorite moment from the current Atlanta era? It's got to be the Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson 2011. I think a lot of people would say that.
2005 spring is underrated.
Does 2001, is that still the modern Atlanta? Because that was such a monumental race win for Harvick at the time.
All right.
And now I got to pick a different. I don't know.
All right, I just realized.
I don't know.
I just realized we broke the rule for that one. It's supposed to be Danny only. For
I think it asks questions.
All right. Platinum Paradise. I already read that one. Sorry. My bad. Walker Hound, $5. Darian, okay, that's for Darian anyways. Which NR 2003 fictional track would you want on the schedule if it was built? Mine would be Houston Super Speedway.
Oh, fictional. The Pepsi Super Speedway, just for Card Nation. There you go. It's basically like the Dodge one in the EA games.
Vote Kyle 3000, $4.99. Appreciate that. Reddick has had some flashes at road courses. The Glen and Indy beckon. That's a good point. He could be fairly good there. Jay Booker, $10. Appreciate that. Could a charter tier system work? $10 million for 30 charters for full 36 races, $6 million for 4 9-race charters, and $3 million 6-race charters. What are y'all spending on that? I don't think so.
It sounds complicated. Maybe the point of a charter is full time. Is like
full
championship.
No one's gonna want to spend a few million to only have a few races.
Yeah, I don't see that being viable, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Sloppy Joe, $4.99. Good to see you, Sloppy. He did say if Bowman wins, I'll give you $10. He said I said $10 for a Bowman win, but for a P4. He'll give $4.99. So appreciate that, Sloppy. Steven Gibson, very generous, $25. Appreciate that. Been a long time since I did this. Hope y'all are good. We are doing good. And now he says, why Atlanta? Finally a pretty decent race. Okay, the track in years, and now it's getting redesigned.
It did break during the race, I guess.
It literally said, please fix me.
Needed at least a repave, but yeah.
Walker Hound, another $10. Appreciate that. My other question would be, if the racing at New Atlanta is not up to par, would a move to Brazelton or Atlanta Motorsports Park, Dawsonville be in play?
Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Is that Road Atlanta? What is that?
I would love to see Road Atlanta, yes.
Sure. I feel like you go to Road Atlanta. I feel like that's got to be the first choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It'll be ready. It's an SMI track. They have a contract. They're not getting out of that. Okay, we're getting close. We have a few more minutes. Alex Vivero is $5. Appreciate that. I just want my favorite driver to get a top 15 in IndyCar. I wish I knew who your favorite driver was, but I hope
He's probably talking about Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Darian's like laughing. He's like, Jimmy's terrible at IndyCar.
Alex Vivero is another $5. Riley Herbst could find a way to crash a self-driving car.
Now that's just disrespectful. Darian's losing it.
Alex Vivero is another $5. Daniel Hemric is the Paul George of NASCAR.
That's actually pretty accurate. Oh,
hey, leave him alone, man. Paul George is awesome. Leave him alone.
I had to look at Darian for that one. Ethan Kane, $4.99. It was so sad watching Almirola trying to go for a miracle win due to rain. Danny, how much was it actually raining? It didn't seem like much on TV. That's enough for me to feel it, but it wasn't that bad. Okay, 407. We're almost there. Levi Shones, $1.99. Appreciate that. Driver's name Daniel seemed to be kind of cursed. Fair point. Alex Avero's another generous $20. Appreciate that, man. He said, I have to disagree with Deegan. Top 15, top 20 is fine. Her team stinks. Look at Gray's stats. That team is hot and cold. Could she be better? Yes, but borderline playoffs this year is insane. Todd, not in DGR truck, by the way. He is. They prepared that truck.
I believe they helped Furniture Row with that truck. I don't know how involved they are, but they definitely are involved in some capacity. You heard what I said about Deegan already, so.
I got enough for one more from Groovy Goose, $4.99. Is it just me, or does Jaret look like urinating trees' younger brother? Jaret, let's see it.
Fuck you, Spanos.
He said look like, not sound like.
Fuck you, Spanos!
So basically,
Jeez.
if you happen, I don't know if he'll ever be at a race, but if you happen to see him at a race, take a picture together. Let me see if you guys look the same.
If that ever happens, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll come back to the lightning round. Not the lightning. We'll come back to the super chats a little bit later. Yeah, we'll come back to lightning round. We're not done with that.
All right.
Oh,
what we got next?
Up next, we have a new segment. We're titling this one Rumors. Rumors everywhere.
Oh, this
The
is
Buzz Lightyear meeting.
This is the best part. This is the best one.
Rumors everywhere.
All right.
Yeah.
Rumor number 1. Kevin Harvick potentially retiring Ryan Blaney to the 4 and Harrison Burton to the 21. How likely do we think this is to happen, guys?
Well, let's
Are
start
we
with
doing
the
it on a
20.
10 or 100?
Are we scoring this?
Yeah, should we score this?
Well, that's a lot going on in that one. There's like 3 or 4 different
There's a
things.
lot.
now.
Well, let's start
Yeah.
with each one. Let's score
All
each
right.
part. Then.
Harvick retiring. 5 out of 10. I mean, either it
I'll give
happens
it
or
a-
it doesn't.
I give it a
50-50.
6. I give it a 6.
I'll give it a 6 as well.
I'm going to say 6. I'm honestly not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves just because he's kind of the guy who doesn't seem
Yeah.
like he's excited about the next gen.
Hey, remember, Kevin Harvick incorporated back in the early days, Nationwide Trucks, they were a very dominant team. So he knows how to run a team.
We're not to that part yet, Darian.
I know.
Well, Burton to the 4. I don't know where the hell that came from.
Burton
I'm
or-
sorry, Blaney to the 4, not Burton. Blaney to
That
the
was
4.
from Reddit. That was from Reddit, basically.
Honestly,
I give that one a 2. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I'll give it a 1.5. 1.5.
because of their personal connection to each other, I would, in the Hunt Brothers pizza deal coming up with the Truck Series, I would believe Priest to the 4 over Blaney, honestly.
I'll give it a 1.
I would agree, yeah.
That's more believable, yeah.
The last one, there's a few drivers rumored for the 21 car. Harrison, Jeb Burton. Who's the other one that's been rumored?
Oh, I didn't see the Jeb Burton ones. Damn. That's
Well,
crazy.
so the rumor originated
Hendrick.
from what I can tell on Door Bumper Clear, and they said that they basically said DiBenedetto's out. They said from what they believe, DiBenedetto's not getting it, and neither is Cindric. Cindric will probably go to the 2 car, is what I'm guessing. They seem to believe, and I think I heard him say that it was somebody who they've had on their show this year, and so a bunch of like sleuths were like, going through their episodes and were like, okay, they've only had like a few drivers, I guess, on their show, and both Burtons, I think, are among them.
Oh.
Ty Gibbs was one, but I don't think Ty Gibbs is going to that car.
No.
So, I think Harrison Burton makes some sense because he shares that Dex imaging sponsorship with Blaney, who's, that's his Penske affiliate. But, Jeb.
He's kind of up there, Jeb. Like, how old is he? Like, what?
He's like 30, isn't he? Or 20?
Yeah.
I think
So-
I'll look it up for sure.
at this point, Jeb, I think, is going to be like an all-guyer. I think the Xfinity Series is
Yeah, that's the vibe I get from him. Man, we'll see. You never know. But, yeah,
Everyone said-
honestly.
he's 28. He's about to turn 29. Everyone seems to
Right.
love Jeb Burton.
I don't
really
get it.
understand why. Yeah,
I don't
like,
get
he seems like a really nice guy,
There's
nice
not-
family.
There's not enough
but-
results there.
Yeah, no results. And how much funding does he have? It looks like he's just using
Not
just
the
colleague
most.
sponsors.
Yeah, he doesn't have the most funding. Because
So-
remember, he ran a full-time season in the Truck Series back in 2013 and then never heard from him again for a while, So
I mean, like, difference I would give a person like Jeb Burton, because Jeb Burton has raced for bad teams. Now he's running for, I'd say, pretty decent Xfinity equipment now. But the difference between him and I root for Bowman. Back what he used to drive was horrible, and he's only just now gotten good equipment.
yeah.
So
So minus 10 out of 10 on the Jeb one. But for the Burton one, I'd give it a 5 maybe. We'll see.
I'm
Give it a 7. I'll
I'm
give it a
just-
7.
I just gotta believe whoever they put in that car has to be bringing funding because Jeb, Harrison, both worse than Matt Benedetto, at least right now. Ty Gibbs, I love Ty Gibbs. He's not better than Matt Benedetto right now necessarily. He's close. I think he's close, but he's not there yet.
I just don't know if Toyota is ready to let go of Harrison Burton.
But I'm wondering if Dex wants to keep it under one umbrella, and if it's the Penske umbrella, it probably makes it a bit easier.
And to tie all this together, Harrison Burton is represented by Kevin Harvick's management group. Don't know where that fits into this, but that might fit into this.
Maybe. It might fit.
Yeah, Ty Gibbs isn't leaving. I think maybe one of the Burtons. I think Jeb Burton doesn't make a lot of sense unless there's a big sponsor that I don't know about. And then Harrison, he did make a Cup start this year. Yes, it was for Toyota, and I think
Hey, you got a top 10. You got a top 10 for Hunt Brothers or Gaunt Brothers. Yeah, Gaunt Brothers.
He had Dex on the car. It wasn't a Toyota sponsor. It was a Dex imaging sponsor. So that's what I mean. They might be the ones pushing it. So we'll see. Like Harrison Burton's not married to Toyota. It's not like his father was a big Toyota driver. I don't think did Jeff Burton ever drove for Toyota.
He drove most of his career for Ford.
He did like his last season. I think was a Toyota.
Yeah, he drove one race at Vegas. It was one race though at Las
count.
Vegas. Yeah, 2014, but that's it.
I don't know what to make of it because again the 21 ones there's a little bit of substance there. At least that's coming from people in the garage area. The Reddit one's about Kevin Harvick buying, okay, we'll get to that here. We want to move on to that one.
Well, yeah, we'll do. I want to clarify really quick because again, rumors. Just so someone doesn't take this out of context.
Say rumors. I said it 3 times.
when we're rating it, we're rating like how realistic it could be, not that it could happen.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's an entirely different rating.
So relax. If you see this, don't try and take this out of context. Boo-hoo, relax. It's just rumors.
Anyway, go into it, Eric. Go into it.
Then the other big rumor that there's nobody can like track down where this one started, but it sounds like it's been around a while. I know I'd kind of heard about it a couple months ago.
I saw Opinions of NASCAR talk about it again today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's come up again recently.
I saw Ryan Pastana back that up. That was someone where I said, okay, that one carries a little bit more weight.
But he's saying that he's just heard it's a rumor. It's like he's not saying I heard it from a guy. It's like I heard it from a guy that it's a rumor. It's like it's kind of the same.
It's been going around the garage area basically. That's all the talk.
So again, it's very much a rumor, but the rumor is Kevin Harvick buys JTG Doherty Racing. And there's some pieces that make some sense going back to his management group. Kevin Harvick Incorporated, the race team doesn't exist, but it did once. So he has experience owning a team, but his management group still does. And both Stenhouse and Ryan Preece, the 2 JTG drivers, are a part of that. They're both represented by Kevin Harvick Inc. So does that mean maybe he buys the team? It comes with a charter. They only have one charter, so it only comes with one charter. And maybe they run Preece next year.
Funding, when it comes to keeping that car together.
That car,
the 37 car.
37 struggling, but Kroger's pretty locked in.
I would like to point out, I've done the rise and fall video on Kevin Harvick Incorporated in the past, and my understanding, from what I remember on that one, that team didn't end on bad terms. It actually ended on pretty good terms. It basically just merged in with a few other teams, like a truck series owner took over. What was left was the remnants of Kevin Harvick Incorporated there, and then Richard Childress took over the remnants of the Xfinity Series team. Really, it just ended because Harvick wanted to focus on trying to win a Cup Series championship, and he did. And
he did. Yep, he did.
He accomplished exactly what he was trying to do. So, from that opinion, I don't think he's necessarily opposed to owning again. It was just something that at that point, him and Delana, it didn't make sense. Now, here's what I'm looking at as a reason why I could see this being the right time to do this. Keelan Harvick is now 9 years old. In 9 years, he could realistically...
He's old!
I see where Danny's going with this, though.
He's 9 years old now. In 9 years, he would be at the age where he could compete in the Xfinity Series or Truck Series.
And also too, I just looked this up. This is basically full circle for Kevin Harvick because Brad Doherty actually gave him his lucky break in the Truck Series back in the day. So, like back in the 90s. So now he could possibly buy his team.
He knows who to call. He has their phone number then,
And now Darian can no longer accidentally call it JTG Dottie.
I know, I miss those. 2018 was such a simpler time. So many years.
But what I'm saying is though, like now it actually makes sense. And I don't know if Harvick would continue to drive if he owned a team. He might feel comfortable signing Stenhouse. I don't know. But whatever ends up happening there, if he does get his own team going now, timeline-wise, it makes sense to get him a place to finish his career and bring Keelan in one day.
Yeah,
I think if Harvick buys JTG, that's because he's retiring from driving. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. But I just think both by themselves seem very unlikely, or at least fairly unlikely. For them to both happen, simultaneously seems even more unlikely. I'm with you about Keelan, like. Sure, but at the same time, if Kevin Harvick wanted to, have a hands-on, like help boost his son's racing career,
he could do that.
He could do that just through the management group. Like, I think, in fact, I looked on their website, and Keelan is even listed as one of their athletes.
So realistically, that would be a guaranteed place for him if it happened. But Kevin could really get Keelan with any team that. It could probably easily get him with Tony Stewart, I think.
As long as he doesn't, suck. As long as Keelan's not terrible for some reason.
I didn't even realize. Cito Brown says in the chat, Harvick's going to be 54 in 9 years. I didn't realize he's 45. It's not like his career.
He's the oldest driver in the Cup. 45. Yeah. That's when Matt Kenseth stopped racing full time for a while. Dale Jr. stopped at like 43.
40. So he was
Jeff Gordon, I think, was 45. Like it wouldn't be shocking. The reason it'd be shocking if Harvick retired this year is that he has, I think, at least 2 or maybe 3 more years on his deal. Or I think he has 2. I think his contract goes through 23. So he has 2 more seasons on his deal. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe that's part of why they're struggling this year. He's just phoned it in. He's just like, He
done.
knew this was his last year coming in.
I'm
and,
done.
and SHR's a little off, and Harvick's just riding it out. He doesn't want to try to rebuild this team the next 2 years. He'd rather just quit while he's still sort of ahead, coming off a strong year last year.
I mean, does this also mean writings on the wall that SHR is really going downhill right now?
If they lose Harvick this offseason,
Yes!
they're screwed.
Yes!
They are so screwed.
They have a
about
lot of
that.
work to do.
Yeah, because think
I don't-
about
I
this.
don't know.
Their best driver is their rookie right now outside of Harvick.
We Chase Briscoe.
I mean-
And I like Chase Briscoe, but he is not ready to be the leader of a team.
I don't know, guys. I'm really curious what Herp's going to do in the 4.
Oh!
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't put that evil on me. Don't.
Jeez.
That Monster Energy number 4!
That actually would look pretty cool, but
It would look cool, but no.
But, yeah, running in 30th every week.
Well, okay, the Monster Energy number 4 until Deegan comes in.
oh man, oh boy.
Dude, even the,
Then
even the chat,
that becomes number 1 because
the
the 1
chat-
won't be around.
even the chat's revolting, man.
Hey, maybe they get Priest to the 4. I'd support that.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. That would be a cool deal.
Yeah, honestly, Priest does make sense because of the Hunt Brothers deal, I think.
And there was a rumor back in like mid 2018 too that he would like replace Harvick someday or something. We talked about that like a long time
Harvick
ago,
likes
I
him.
think.
I mean, Harvick's management. That's why he had the Hunt Brothers deal. That was tag team.
Yeah.
He is a really
I hear Shugs.
talented racer. You hear him?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
man.
Ryan Priest is a very talented modified racer, and
He's a very talented racer in general. When he ran for Joe Gibbs, he won how many? 2, 3 races?
he was good.
Too.
Yeah, he was good. That's where the hype for him started, and then made the move to a JTG.
And like
it's
he really
this can't
flew
do
under.
anything.
He flew under the radar until he got that Joe Gibbs deal because he made a bunch of other Xfinity Series stars. He just didn't know it.
Yeah,
He was one of those drivers that said, "I have this much money. I could run a full season in a crap car or run 5 races
he
for
was
JGR."
smart. He was
and he
smart.
picked the JGR route and won, I think, 2 of them in 1 year, or won 1 year and maybe one. I don't remember when. But
he won
2
at
of them.
Bristol. He won at Bristol. I remember that much.
Didn't he win at
boy.
like Richmond? Where did he win his?
He won his home track, New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Wasn't? Okay, I'll look it up. I want to know for sure.
He won
now.
at Bristol as well.
He won at New Hampshire in the 20, and he won at Bristol in the 18.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I thought he won Richmond though, or Iowa.
No,
They're saying Iowa and Bristol. That's what they're saying in the chat.
I swear I thought he won New Hampshire.
Yeah,
No,
someone said
he won Iowa. Yeah, it was Iowa. So
Okay.
not Richmond. Iowa. I get those tracks mixed up. They
Why
look
did I
exactly.
think he won New Hampshire? He must have been contending there or something.
He probably was. Yeah, he probably was. He probably won a modified race there as well too. Like a bunch of modified races there because they race there sometimes. But
I'll tell you what, this has been a fun segment. I think
It's fun.
We should keep an eye out for other rumors and just
yeah, well, we
That's
should do
fun.
this
Let's
more
start
often.
a rumor. Let's start a rumor, guys.
all
It's a
right.
semi-believable rumor that we could start.
Okay.
Eric Jones to the 4.
Wait. Actually, I got a better idea. Eric says one name, and then I say something else. So you say one thing, and it's going to go, okay, it goes Eric, me, Darian, Jaret, and we're going to rotate around until we have a rumor here. Okay, you start.
Okay. So I got to pick the driver. Haley Deegan.
2.
19.
For JGR Cup.
Darian's messed up the grammar.
I was hoping you.
You heard it here first. Put it on Reddit.
I was hoping you was going to say like "duh" or something like that.
No, I just said 19. Like 19.
I'm like, okay, that didn't give me much to go off of.
All right, what a segment.
I swear, if this gets put on Reddit, I'm gonna have the time of
You
my, I'm gonna
idiots! You
screenshot
idiots!
everything.
You idiots better not take this out of context on Reddit. I swear, I'm going
Well,
to roast
I
you
don't
guys
think
on
it's
this.
possible.
If they take that out of context, it's going to look really weird. Where Eric says one word, I say something, then Darian.
No,
Yeah, I said 19.
It's like, oh, did you say that? They said it. Oh my gosh!
Oh, I said it! They said it! All right. Oh, that's
We'll
funny.
just splice it all together. But yeah, that was fun. Well, we'll keep a lookout for rumors throughout the week.
Well,
I'd say.
actually, speaking of rumors that we actually have, the next segment's kind of leading into rumors and news.
Darian, I think he has that one.
Oh, which one? Wait, hold on.
He's on a completely
Oh
different.
yeah! Here we go. Yes, the video. Yes, NASCAR 21 news, bro. It is a great time to be a NASCAR gamer once again. It's awesome. It's awesome, man. So basically, brand new engine, brand new physics, revamped paint booth. Jaret is really gonna love that.
That's all I'll do.
Yeah. So
Jared's probably like me. We will spend a whole day just learning the paint booth.
Basically. So I mean, as far as expectations are concerned, I mean, just off of the pure facts we've been given, this game alone, the very base of this game will be better, way better than any other NASCAR Heat game we've had. Just off of the facts alone.
I was scared you were going to say any NASCAR game.
No, NASCAR Heat. No.
It could.
They're what I've seen of the few screenshots that are out there, the lighting department did great.
They scanned Hannah Newhouse's face with the 3D. That tells me it's gonna be okay. You guys aren't laughing. I thought that was a funny.
Wait, did they actually scan Rusty Walrus's face?
They scanned Rusty.
They scanned Matt Tift.
They scanned the whole kit and caboodle. I should have said Rusty. That's
they should have scanned Eric.
Yeah.
No, good luck getting these perfect strands of hair into your game engine.
It's like they're going to hire a whole crew to get you perfect.
But all I know is if they face scan, that means that Matt Kenseth's not going to look like Kyle Larson in the next game. Well, he won't be in it, but
you know, like
the last one.
But like basically the very basis of the game basically comes from like R Factor, R Factor 2. Like these are games that are like very popular within the motorsports community.
I'm kind of disappointed that they won't have the dirt late models. Hopefully R Factor would have made that better.
See, my expectations for like personally, and everyone knows how I feel about the Heat in 704, but this is completely different. Well, it's completely different crew altogether. Like to me, this is like a clean slate.
Yeah, because the crew that was handling NASCAR Heat, they now do the SRX stuff, right?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah,
but from what it sounded like, 704 kind of left motorsport games kind of with nothing for Heat 5. So like in hindsight, give them a pass there, but I'd say this is a clean slate. Completely different altogether. My expectations is just to get the basics down. Like just good physics,
good tire racing, model,
good AI, tire model, good track map, the stuff you need.
Good online.
Make it a fun gameplay. I don't care if it doesn't have to have Xfinity or Truck Series. Just have
I don't care. Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
Just the very basis of the game, get your feet wet and then add stuff later on.
EA Sports did a good job by perfecting what they had for Cup Series racing before they tried to do other series. And granted, you could say NASCAR Heat did just Cup at first, but that was the worst game they ever put out.
No.
I like Tyler's idea too, Eric.
Yeah, he said, imagine if getting interviewed on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast was in the career.
That would be crazy.
It's like, okay, I'm a Truck Series driver. You have just received an opportunity to go on a YouTube show.
No. You just received a Twitter DM from at Black Flags Matter.
Denied.
Would you like to ignore them?
I don't want to talk to him. I want to talk to Eric. I want to talk to Eric, right?
No, they'd ignore me too.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. I'll give it a shot.
I have not been like this excited for a NASCAR game in a long time.
If this one sucks, like
it'll take a major F up to screw this up.
I passed on buying NASCAR Heat 5. And so I don't want to go 2 years in a row not getting a new NASCAR game. So I will get this one.
No, I'm gonna do what I did for Heat 4. I'm gonna go to a video store. They still are around. I'm gonna rent it for a weekend.
Oh, you could just go to a Redbox probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna rent it for a weekend, and if I like it, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Get it off Steam, and then if you like it, you can just make a complaint in the forums, and then they'll refund you.
Secrets revealed by Eric Eastep.
Say wrong game.
I've never
the wrong
had
game.
success.
You had it for like a week though.
I thought it was NASCAR Heat Evolution. I'm disappointed that this one was actually good and playable.
It was actually good. Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
I love that the chat's like, wait, video stores and red boxes still exist?
Yeah, they do. They apparently do.
Well, Redbox is a whole lot easier to do. You literally just go up there, and if they have it, they have it.
There's only one blockbuster. There's only one blockbuster in the entire world, basically.
You can actually spend the night at it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Anyway, we're getting off topic.
I don't know why you'd want to, but okay.
Yeah, we're getting off topic here.
Nostalgia.
Danny, what else?
The paint booth. I'm excited that they were hyping that up in the articles and stuff this week.
Yeah,
that was what made me excited because the customization was severely lacking in the previous Heat games.
If I can make myself a Dale Jr. Budweiser car and a Dale Senior 3 car like this, I'll be happy.
I can finally make a DannyBTalks car.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Dude, if you can I don't want to make any say anything and then have it not come true. I don't want to build up the hype too much, but if you can import our faces and make our own face car to add to the unoriginality of the NASCAR world, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, I could put my meme faces on a car. That'd be awesome.
Oh, I'd drive that all day.
No, I'd
crash that into the wall at Talladega.
I'd put my head on the roof and then my hair would go down to the window.
Well,
to the
okay.
hood.
How's the paint booth going to work? Is it going to be like EA Sports paint booth, or is it going to be?
We don't know.
No, we don't know. We don't know.
Because if it's like what EA Sports had at the end of it, then yes, you could do that. Because that's just what you do for iRacing or NR 2003.
That's what it sounds like.
But if it's like what they had for NASCAR the game, that had a lot of customization, but you had to be really talented with working with their shapes.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I like theirs actually. I like the old Heat 2011 one.
Yeah, the Technics series.
The best racing game when it comes to customization though, Mod Nation Racers on the PS3. I had a GOAT Matt Kenseth
that's
car
good.
in that game. It would wreck people online from across the world in the Ford Taurus. It was gorgeous.
Awesome.
All right. Well, moving on from that one, NASCAR has struck a deal with NBC Universal and USA Network to greenlight a new documentary series revolving around this year's Cup Series playoffs. It'll be called The Race for the Championship, and it will be stretched across 8 episodes on USA Network, and it'll debut in 2022. That report has come out from Adam Stern. We've heard a lot of other reporters talking about it now at this point. This will be one of a few other new documentary series that are coming out, as there's also another one. This one isn't by NBC, is it? Or
Yeah, it is.
okay,
This
one's also by NBC people. This will be about Chase Elliott, and it'll be hosted by Dale Jr., and it'll be on Peacock. Okay, so it is NBC. And it'll follow Elliott and Earnhardt as they explore Elliott's hometown in Dawsonville, Georgia. This is pretty interesting because I like the dynamic of the former most popular driver talking about the transition for the new most popular driver.
Yeah, that's a good angle to come at it
I
from.
think it'll be solid.
I do
Well,
love... Okay.
No, go ahead, Darian.
Oh, you go ahead. No, you go ahead, Eric.
You go ahead,
Go ahead, Eric.
Jaret, go!
Okay.
I like it. I like that NASCAR's getting a little more emphasis on actual documentary series and getting a different angle we usually don't get to a broader audience. That's what I like about it. And I like that putting it on USA Network too. Mm-hmm. I think that'll kind of solidify that as hey, for you people that are still on TV, this is the NASCAR.
Yeah.
channel.
Now, to add to that, I would prefer if they had this on Netflix. But I mean, at least we're getting this, so
We're working it. Hey,
Yeah. We're working on it.
We'll need something to replace the crew.
Yeah.
It'll probably be on Peacock at some point as well. But
But Netflix, it's number one, streaming service. So it's
sure, I will say at least USA Network's a big cable network. It's not just some small kind of back burner that not.
Aren't they number 15, I guess, in households or something like that?
I don't know the
they're
exact.
up there.
All I know is they're in more households than FS1.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good thing.
I wonder if we could afford, speaking of the crew, could we take that crew and could they just become a new show, the podcast? I'll get Kevin James to play me. And,
I'll play the engineer girl or whatever, his love interest.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
She had an interesting voice. I need to practice.
I was saying the show's about us.
Yeah, it's about us.
Well, then
Eric.
I'll still be the love interest. Every good show needs a love interest.
Okay.
All right.
All right, moving on.
What? You get to be Kevin James, and I can't have a romantic subplot for my character?
Hey, let's face it, I'm the fattest.
No. Moving on. Just move on, man.
What? Shit, I dropped my stuff. What I was going to say, though, about the USA Network show is that's actually being produced by NASCAR.
That's good. Yeah.
Like,
that's
NBC's, I guess, just distributing it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So, it'd be cool. All right.
Darian, I want you to play the driver from the crew who was
the one,
dumb as a box of rocks.
Yeah, just in his own little world.
What are you saying? I'm about to say, what are you saying about Darian?
No,
he's saying I'm a box of rocks sometimes.
No,
and I am.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say.
I know.
Wait, does that eventually mean that the daughter, the owner, is going to fall in love with him?
Oh shoot! So he can be, if he wants to be he can be the love interest. That works.
There you go. See, I'll take
Lord.
that. I'll take that.
I don't know what's going
There
on.
has to be a romantic subplot. It's Hollywood. Jesus Christ!
The romantic subplot is that I'm married to Claudia.
There you go.
That's too predictable. We need to throw a wrench in there. Get some drama.
All right. Let's talk about some actual racing stuff. Nashville Fairgrounds update.
I got notes. I'm prepared. I have a video coming out about this tomorrow.
This is really good, especially considering that the three out of 4 of us are going to be at the fairgrounds this weekend. So, Jaret, let's hear it.
So I want to start out. I put that stuff in there for a reason, bad, good, moving forward. So everyone saw what Bob Pockris put about the fact that 55% of people surveyed in a 2-mile radius of the track said no, they don't like where it's heading right now.
Wait, what was the percentage? I'm sorry.
55. And 34% said yes. 11% are unsure about it. 74% in total have concerns. Top 2 being noise and traffic. I think people are making way too big of a deal out of this. Let's be real. When it comes to people looking at business and government officials, they're looking at dollar signs at the end of the day. I mean, literally the person who did the survey, who I'm pretty sure is leaning towards not wanting the track there, seeing who in the council or the board that they're favored with. Like, even they said, yeah, the people in the community have felt like they're just accepting their fate that it's going to happen. And I'm like, yes!
Yes, you lost, yes!
Also, from what it looks like, it's the same complaints about stuff that Bristol has already covered. The mayor's office looks to be, and this is where we get into the good, the mayor's office looks to be in full support at this point. I personally, I think it's looking a lot better than a lot of people were saying. A lot of people were like, "Oh, it's because of the negative feedback from the community. It means it won't happen." Well, there's negative feedback from the community with the soccer stadium too, and they basically went through with that. Most of the board is in favor, and they don't need it to be a unanimous vote anyway. So that's in our favor as racing fans. And like I said, the mayor's office is in favor. So personally, I think it's moving ahead relatively well. I think, maybe Bristol and NASCAR just need to go above and beyond when it comes to the sound stuff and whatever. But I think it's good, honestly. I think it's moving along well. The deadline for the 31st, they said they could even extend it if need be, so it's not the worst thing either. So
I want to see them poll the community about the 5 F1 tracks in the area. And
let's talk about that. Yeah, need to freaking put out freaking troll.
Well, and I'll give you this, and I say this in my video too. The public comment section is where we're getting all these glorious quotes. Can't speak tonight. There was only one person that showed up for public comment this time.
Wow.
One person. Just one person.
And what did they say?
They said it was idiotic. But
well, that means 100% said that they hate it.
Yeah, she brought up nothing new. Okay. So I'm saying I think people are biting too much on the bad on this one. When, like, trust me, I listened and watched through this whole freaking thing twice.
It's just been nothing but
not as bad.
It's just been selfish wants that's been their reason for not being in favor of this.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. Like, if something huge was happening in my backyard, I would take serious interest in what's going on. I'd want my voice heard. But I think, I think personally, as a racing fan, if there was a track being built near my house, within a couple miles of my house, I would be okay with it. But I understand that a racetrack is much more of a public inconvenience than, a soccer, like a park or even like a youth baseball complex. I understand that it's different.
Again, they knew it was there when they moved in there. There was no guarantee it was going to ever get bulldozed.
I'll say this: if Bristol and NASCAR has pretty much everyone but one board member and community support on their side, I think they need to play the mean businessman and just go through with it, because my
takeover.
Well, my justification for this is, the community's not going to be happy with it, but you have 30 years to make it up. Like, that's the least would be 30 years. You have 30 years to make this thing up. So you got time to make the community go on your side more. I think at this point, taking a little bit of a hit in public support in the long run, it won't really matter as much. So I think personally, if you had to give me a yes or no on it, I think it might take a while, but I think it'll happen personally.
Yeah. I get the same vibe as well.
I think it'll happen tomorrow. I'm sorry. I just want to say something different than the rest of y'all.
Tomorrow.
I think tomorrow, track's built. We're racing next week. Let's do it.
Wait, what are you guys? I just got back from the race. What are you guys talking about?
Need to review the NASCAR Cup Series at the fairgrounds. So anyway,
Yeah, but that's all I got on that one.
If
So,
NASCAR were to race at the fairgrounds tomorrow, who would win?
Larson.
I think Chase. I think Chase would win it.
yeah, I'll go Chase. He has
Or Kyle
experience on the
Busch.
track. He was really good there in late models.
Wait.
I don't know why. I'll go with Bowman. I don't know.
So they can tear it down.
I mean, it's probably to be the closest track to the size of Richmond.
Did it even Bowman's spotter called him track killer? Like I was like, hey, it's sticking. Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, but
All right.
I'm excited.
Nice.
All right.
Well, we've got a full weekend of action. Have we made it to the final and most highly anticipated portion of the
Did
show?
we make it?
Yeah,
Did we make it?
We're actually not that far off on time. It's only 5 minutes after 9.
Not bad. Not
Rocking
bad.
and
And we
rolling. Thanks
started
for
late.
sticking with us, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, so
It's a late night podcast.
So with that, we do have NASCAR at New Hampshire this weekend, and we have SRX at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Again, 3/4 of us minus Eric will be at the SRX finale. So if you see us, as always, we always say, just feel free to say hello to us. We're always happy to talk to some of you guys, talk racing with you guys. We actually have media clearance for this weekend, so we'll get a chance to see kind of some of the inside of the SRX weekend. Cup race will be on NBCSN, and the radio broadcast will be by PRN. That race is going to be starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Xfinity Series will also be NBCSN and PRN, bringing the radio broadcast for that. Saturday at 3 o'clock p.m. SRX will be starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 o'clock local time here in Central Time at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway in Nashville, Tennessee. Weather, though. For Loudon, New Hampshire, Sunday, we are looking at a very comfortable 76 degrees, but we do have a 65% chance of rain with some thunderstorms for Sunday. Saturday, 78 degrees. We're looking at more of a stronger chance of evening thunderstorms into the PM hours, like probably at nighttime. 55% chance of rain for that one. Nashville. Okay, the weather here in Nashville has been very hit or miss. Like I think there's honestly been a chance of rain every day for the last few days, but some days it has for a little bit and then it's done. Like I think yesterday we had a pretty strong storm early in the day, but it was sunny by the evening time. So you can't really take Nashville temperature too seriously right now. But so right now they are saying high of 86 and a 65% chance of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. Again, they're so fast here, you might not have it. Which, I will say this, SRX has been lucky that not a single race has been affected by rain at this point, so it would feel suiting that their last one is the one where you got to worry about it. But, yeah, we'll see what happens there. Going into this weekend, pick points. Jaret is pretty comfortable now with 385 points. Eric is minus 36 in second. The guests are minus 63 back in third. Chat, negative 91. And then me and Darian are bottom of the barrel, minus 101, minus 107.
Yeah, tough times.
So, going into this, I guess we got to do what? There's no truck race, so we're doing Xfinity Series and Cup Series. Let me take a look at the entry list because I got to know who's
And
racing.
And SRX, right?
And
SRX.
Bonus points.
Hey, are we doing a? Well, no. There's really no battle for the championship. It's Tony Stewart who wins.
No, yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
I haven't looked at the points. I forgot they were doing that.
I'll be real. It's one thing I like about SRX is they don't have points.
No,
They don't put emphasis. I mean.
Oh, okay, yeah, they don't put
Okay.
emphasis.
But yeah,
Like I don't care
think,
who wins it.
I think Tony Stewart has got the championship.
He's like I think 40 points ahead of like the guest drivers this season. So
Has Mikey finished a race yet?
he has. He's eighth in the standings. So no championship. He's like 8th or 9th, but no championship this year. But he'll be back next year. Mikey will.
Okay. Jordan Anderson actually is driving the 31 instead of Josh Berry, so that's that one.
Let's go. Let's go.
Are we gonna pick SRX first or?
Yeah.
We'll do it in the order they race because Xfinity Series will be before SRX, so let's do that one.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Xfinity Series, notable people, Josh Berry's in that in the 1, kind of interested there. Christopher Bell is actually in 54. It's not Ty Gibbs. It's Christopher Bell.
Up Christopher Bell. That's my pick. Yep. Over.
Sorry, are you going to Christopher Bell?
Yep. Over. He's won there before. Yeah, over.
I'm going there too, but I want to look up his stats because I think they're really good.
He's won at New Hampshire back in 2018. He beat Logano or Keselowski, actually. Yeah, Keselowski.
The more I look at this, and he's starting. Where's he starting at?
Who's Shugs picking, by the way? Shugs can pick for guest.
Okay, Shugs will take my backup. He's gonna say the local guy, Josh Berry.
Okay.
But I'm gonna stick with Christopher Bell. Honestly, that's a great car. It's
CB.
It don't matter who's in that KB, TG, or CB. I'm gonna go CB.
CB.
Christopher Bell has won his last two Xfinity races at New Hampshire. He's won them both, and he's led a combined 279 laps.
Then yes, I'm going with Christopher Bell.
CB.
Yeah, so Christopher Bell, easy pick.
I was picking Bell also in the chat.
And the chat's going with Bell as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice rhyme there.
Well, I don't know. I see a lot of Berry in there.
Oh, Taco Bell. Yep, Denny delivers Taco Bell. Going Taco Bell instead.
There's lots of literal bells.
Okay, yeah, it's more Bell than Berry.
Yeah.
I'm going.
The wall car looks nice.
So Shugs is going with Berry.
All right.
Shugs is just digging the
Digging the grave. Yeah,
right.
digging the grave.
Making it a two-man battle for the championship.
SRX, even though I don't know if he's ever ran at the fairgrounds, Chase Elliott.
I was gonna pick Chase Elliott too.
He has to because they have some big late model races.
No,
there.
yeah, he used to run late models there. Yeah, a while back. Yeah.
No, I think Chase Elliott's the easy pick. I think they're gonna need a few fun flags.
Yeah, I got Elliott too. So the four of us are in agreement. What does Shugs in the chat think?
Is the guest pick?
Shugs.
Chat's going with Elliott. It's literally the only non-Elliott pick I see is T-Pain. And one for Tony.
Elliott. It's Elliott.
Okay, Shugs says Elliott, but Bill Elliott.
Oh, Shug, no.
Oh no, guest. Shugs. What are you doing?
Bad kitty.
I saw an interview today where he was joking that he has like a hurt wrist or something like that.
Oh no.
Bill Elliott with a hurt wrist at like 62 years old or however old he is.
He can come back.
Oh man.
Yeah, put Shugs down for Bill Elliott.
Oh, Shugs.
Poor guest.
Wow.
Poor guest.
All right, I think that moves us on up to Cup.
All right.
Moving pretty quick. Moving as quick as Anthony Alfredo up to Cup here.
I'll go ahead and go first for suck.
Who's gonna suck?
Remember that time that he went through all of his cars and had used Jimmy's backup, Alex Bowman.
Oh, that's right. He's not. Yeah, Alex Bowman's like, Yeah,
I think he got a top 10 actually that same week.
Once.
That same weekend he wrecked all the backups. He actually got a top 10. But I'm still going to say Bowman.
Bowman's okay here. So I was gonna pick him. Never mind. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has been like just on a freaking downward spiral, and it's just continuing. So Ricky Stenhouse Jr. So the past couple of weeks have been just so. It'll continue.
Yeah, you actually took mine. I was going to say Stenhouse as well. The dude literally got called Recky Spinhouse on national.
KFB! Kyle Busch really said that.
You can't come back from that, man. You just can't bounce back easily.
He basically like pretty much etched his name in stone, basically, you know.
Damn.
And the thing is, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Statistically, this is his like one of his best seasons too. So
he was doing really well until a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
his bottom has fallen out.
But Ricky Spinhouse Jr.
Okay, and by the way, Shug says he agrees with his dad Bowman for him.
Okay.
Well, I agree with you too. Also, I think Bowman.
All right.
So what's check at?
Stenhouse looks like.
There's a lot. Well, no, it's the same person. Well, I see some people saying Chase.
Oh, we can't give him Chase Elliott. No.
Hey, honestly though, he'll be.
They don't mean it.
Hey, he's gonna be tired from winning an SRX in Nashville and then getting on a plane going to New Hampshire.
Maybe. We'll see.
One guy picking Harvick.
Just Harvick.
I see a lot of Recky. Jesus, fucking flies.
Still haven't gotten rid of it. Yeah, I think it's Stenhouse.
I just keep saying the same guy saying Mickey Mouse, so I think the rest of them are
Stenhouse. Yeah.
All
right. So now underdogs for New Hampshire. Danny?
Okay, underdog, because I think he's winning the Xfinity race, Christopher Bell. I know he has a win at this point, but I would still put him in the underdog category.
Yeah, I agree. I think Eric Almirola's kind of meh here, but I got a feeling. So Almirola, that'll be my underdog this week.
Tyler Reddick, 3 straight top 10s. We've seen him run really well at these kind of flat tracks. Remember Phoenix, his rookie year, he drove up to 2nd just a few weeks into his career. Like, where'd that come from? Tyler Reddick's on fire. I think he runs top 5 this weekend. I kind of expected at this point.
Well, my pick has been running about the same he ran last year. He ran well here last year, finished 8th. I'm going Cole Custer.
Okay, now
Pretty mixed.
Shugs.
chat. Oh yeah, Shugs, and then the chat.
Okay, Shugs. Okay. Okay. He says he likes the cat car, Tyler Reddick.
Oh, see that one kind of makes sense. That's
Of course he does.
I am seeing a lot of bells, and a couple guys are persistent with Matty D.
Yeah, see Bubba in there too. Ryan Preece, of course.
It's just one guy saying Bubba.
Yeah, Ryan Preece
I
makes sense.
think it's Bell, or a couple for Custer there, but it feels like Bell.
Oh, there's a
There's
bunch
of Reddicks just came in as well.
I see a bunch of them. See a bunch of Matty D's now coming in all of a sudden. One for Custer.
Bell.
Byron. Byron's not really an underdog, I would say. No.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not at this point. I don't know. I don't know which one it is. To be honest with you.
I'm seeing what Bell. I feel like it's a leaning Bell, but
Like there's a few that are popping up now. Now I'm seeing a few bells popping up. Yeah, now there's a freaking bell emoji there. So yeah.
Give him Bell.
Yeah, might as well. Okay, now to the main event. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win at New Hampshire?
it took us 2 hours and 15 minutes, but Darian finally joined the show with us.
Yeah, now I'm on the same page. Danny, who is your pick to win?
We're back at a flat track, so I'm actually going to say Martin Truex Jr. gets himself back on track. He actually had a really good run at Atlanta. 3rd place. He's kind of making a swing, coming back a little bit. And this track kind of plays good. They won at Martinsville and won at one at Phoenix, which is another kind of similar, short, kind of flat track. So I'm going to say Truex for this one.
You know what? Kevin Harvick has been putting SHR on his back all season. I feel like, look, he has to win at least one race this year, right? At least one. I feel like New Hampshire's his best bet this year. So, Kevin Harvick.
James Dennis Allen Hamlin. Hamlin will finally win a race this year.
He's good there too. He's like automatic there.
He's won twice at New Hampshire in the last. He last won there in 2017 last year. He's had a couple of runner-up finishes. He's had a bunch of top 5s, but he's been really fast this year at flat tracks. I don't remember off the top of my head. I did my research for a video, but he was, I think, 2nd at Martinsville, 3rd at Phoenix, and like 2nd at Richmond or something like that. He's like 2nd, 3rd, and 2nd in all the other short flat tracks this year. So yeah. I think he finally breaks through and gets it.
Richmond was the one where he should have had it, but lost it to Bowman on that last restart.
Yeah.
Freaking did my research and I got led to the same conclusion. I thought it was going to be all smart and.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
We got the same picks again for every race.
Oh, what?
Denny Hamlin is my pick.
There's no separation.
I thought I was going out on a limb. I figured somebody here would pick a Hendrick car, but I guess not.
No, I'm.
Hamlin and Harvick are like really good here, so I was like, this might be the week one of those 2 wins.
Flat tracks is not I mean, I know Bowman won Richmond, but flat tracks is not where I would put Hendrick at the top.
Yeah, they're kind of they're all right.
Well, sorry, Jaret. So did we really pick the same?
Elliott and SRX, Bell and Xfinity, and Hamlin and Cup.
Yep. All right. No separation.
We gotta let's do like a thumb wrestle or something for for points this week.
Through the screen.
We'll figure something out.
All right. Well,
that almost makes me want to change my pick. I almost want to change my pick for that reason.
No, too late. It's locked in forever.
Okay. Well,
I see a Kevin LePage in the chat.
You can pick Kevin LePage if you want, Eric.
No.
Okay.
The mistake. That's a mistake.
Watch. You do switch it to LePage. Hamlin blows up lap 1, and LePage starting parks.
Oh no! It just comes out of retirement.
Oh man!
All right.
Who's Shugs got?
Shugs has actually got Brad Keselowski.
Yeah, that's a good one. Whoa! Okay, Shugs, you finally picked a good one. Okay.
He's been playing around this whole time.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's on more BS now. Now he's for real. And then who's the chat have?
We got Bell for the sweep. We got one guy who's been really on Brad Keselowski. Two people for Brad Keselowski pretty consistently.
Yeah. Someone said Eric Jones. Poor thing. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
A couple of Harvick.
I'm sorry.
Couple of Kyle Bushes. Oh my gosh, this one's
Larson's. Luckily, mine is on slow mode on the phone version, so it goes slower on mine.
Yeah, I keep saying Larson.
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of Harvick.
Now we're seeing a
Harvick,
few.
I'm seeing Harvick and
Tim
Larson.
Fedewa. That's Harvick, right?
There's Suarez, Jeff Gordon.
Chef Gordon.
Yeah, it moves slower on the phone.
There's Chase Purdy getting a vote.
A lot of Larsons just flew in. I think maybe Larson might win it with that. Oh yeah, whoa.
Yeah, they're different.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I think
Larson. It's
Larson.
Larson, guys.
Never mind.
Oh wow, I
Yeah.
thought they were going to take a week off from Larson.
No,
Never mind.
They love him so much.
Well, yeah. Wait, there's more Harvicks now,
No.
but
I feel like we just got to go.
It's Larson.
yeah.
Yeah, Larson.
So actually, aside from Eric and I, we all picked different people.
Yay! It's gonna be an interesting week.
Well,
One of these
well,
weeks
man,
we have to coordinate that, Jaret, because I'll be okay taking my second choice at some point because I got to make up points.
At this,
I
at
got
this
to
point,
take a shot.
Darian and I have to do something different.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
We're in the back seat, so.
So
And you know what's crazy? This will be the last time for the next 2 weeks that we do picks.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a long break after that.
Well, we could do Olympic picks.
Ooh, maybe.
I'm not picking USA basketball. That's for damn sure.
Oh God, no way, man.
Oh, what they're doing over there.
They're on something, man. I don't know what it is.
Don't you just love that the entire racing world stops for 2 weeks for something completely unrelated?
Not the entire. Isn't F1 still racing?
Of course. Yeah, it's F1. Yeah, there is.
IndyCar. How long is IndyCar off for? They're off for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when.
There's
Nashville.
lots of other kind of racing things. I think in this 2 week period,
And NHRA. I know I was being hyperbolic.
Alex Bowman, I think, is actually going to go run his sprint car for like 2 weeks. I think.
No, yeah, some of these guys want to keep, still have their racing fix. That's cool.
No, we're not doing an Olympic pick stream. I don't know anything about the Olympics.
No, we're not doing that.
Simone Biles is grew up a couple neighborhoods over apparently.
Really? That's crazy.
All I know is you won't be picking that one girl runner.
Yeah.
Poor every day.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what?
You can't smoke. You can't smoke. You the Olympics.
All right.
Messed up.
And to close the show off, we do still have a few more super chats to read, so let's get through these real
I
quick.
want to start naming Darian's characters.
I know. I'm always doing.
I'm gonna call that.
I'm
I'm gonna call that Herschel. That's Herschel.
Herschel. Oh my God. All right, Herschel.
All right, well, Herschel, let's read some super chats here. Alex Viveros, another $10. Top my head of better trucks than Deegan. Oh, top of my head, better trucks than Deegan. 2, 21, 26, 4, 18, 38, 16, 88, 99, 13, 19. She should not be an Xfinity till 23 or 24.
I agree.
She's very raw. I'm not shocked at the results. She needs track time. Yes.
Yeah, she needs a lot more time. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also the same guy who said that her being in top 15, 20 is fine right now.
That's okay. Yeah.
Todd Blue, Canadian $5. Good to see you, Todd Blue. It actually was not a dummy in the car. It was me, Todd Blue. Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
Are you okay, Todd?
Oh,
Jeez.
no.
All right. Vote Kyle 3000. Very generous, $19.99. Appreciate that. We need the F1 minute of Darian every week.
Oh, yeah, I can feel y'all in. Yes, I can feel y'all in. I can even do the voices. Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, he did. Yeah, I am fully into it.
Andrew
What
Meyer.
character is that? I'm gonna call that.
That's a commentator, dude. I don't know his name.
That's Neville. That's Neville.
Neville. You can call him Neville.
Neville, the average F1 enjoyer.
Yeah.
Andrew Meyer, 420. Good to see you. Kyle Busch got Rost.
Oh, well.
Got
It
Moss,
happened.
but Ross.
Yo, we got Moss. You got Moss.
Walker Hound, $10. Appreciate that. Yes, Atlanta Motorsports Park is a racetrack in Dawsonville. It is a 1.79-mile road course designed by Herman Tilk It can bring the town out to support Chase.
Road Atlanta. Yeah, I would love to see the Cup Series at Road Atlanta sometime.
But it doesn't sound like
Dawson, of course.
it's not Road Atlanta. It sounds like it's something different.
Oh, it's something different?
Yeah.
Oh.
Darian's off on another show again.
I thought you said, I don't know why. I thought you said Atlanta. My bad.
No. Ryan Williams, appreciate the $4.99. I really don't know how much I believe the Benedetto is out of 21 after a mid-season crew chief change. That seems to be going well so far. Yeah, that's what made me think that they was keeping him in there because they were focused on making him better.
How long's that been for? For 2 or 3 weeks?
He was top 10 last weekend. I just think
he's been doing better.
If they replace him, it's because whoever they're bringing in actually brings sponsorship. Benedetto doesn't bring any funding. So
yeah, true. I don't know. Paul Menard needs to step back up. Come on, dude.
Come back, Paul. Come back.
Sundays for NASCAR, we saw him at Nashville. You guys remember he gave us stickers.
Where'd I put that?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Appreciate the $10, man. We found out this week in Atlanta, Hendrick Motorsports has an extra 40 to 60 pounds of downforce compared to the rest of the field, straight from a reliable source.
I think they did. That sounds like the thing NASCAR was like, hold up a moment.
Wait a minute. It's like, wait a minute.
Removed right before Pocono.
I mean, think about how small of a guy Larson is. They got to make that car weigh something somehow. I mean,
all I know is they didn't have extra downforce this weekend. That's for sure. But yeah.
They put it in Bowman's this week just to kind of throw them off a little bit. Monday Morning Racer, appreciate the $5. You all need to go to Bowman Gray. I do want to go there sometime.
I do, too.
He said, I was there as media this past weekend, and it needs to be on every race fan's list of must-attend. Great place. If I ever make another trip for the Coke 600, I want to work that in there. I want to work at Bowman Gray.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
Alex Viveros, appreciate the $5. On the Harvick rumors, I think JTG sells a charter to GMS, and Harvick gets a new crew chief. If he retires, try getting Kurt back or Harrison/Priest.
You see the photos of a GMS's race shop, though? Their new Cup Series shop?
No.
Yeah.
It's just a big empty building, but it exists, I guess. So
It exists.
Let's see. Wade Lamb, appreciate the $1.99. Love the show. Will MTJ rebound this season? Again, he showed good promise last week. I got him picked to win this week at New Hampshire. There's definitely still some opportunities for Truex to win. Even at Watkins Glen, we want to think that Chase Elliott's the favorite there, but he had to beat out really close Truex both those times he won there. So there's still some good opportunities there for Truex this season.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Stallman, appreciate the $5. I'm giving Haley Deegan a K for the 2021 Camping World Truck Series. She kept the truck off the wall even if she has no top 10 finish. That's her grade, a K.
Okay.
It's below an F, technically, in the alphabet.
Yeah, technically.
But it sounds like he's saying. But it sounds like he's saying she's done at least some things pretty good. So
she has.
If you look at Haley Deegan, you just say K.
Yeah.
So we're gonna walk up to Haley this weekend, guys. We're gonna go K.
Okay.
She's gonna be like, "What the hell are you?"
What the fuck going on?
Hey. Just walk around like a little kid. You know, like little kids will just walk up.
Hey, yeah. They'll say random
away.
stuff.
How to end up in her and Chase's vlog this weekend? Hey.
And then walk away.
I expect to see a cameo from y'all. Y'all better make the final cut.
We'll try to at least say hello.
Yeah, we'll see.
Echo Force Entertainment. Yeah, there you go. Echo Force Entertainment. Appreciate the $5, and that's all it was. It was just $5.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Get a foot long from Subway.
This show again is brought to you and funded by viewers like you. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
All right, join us next Wednesday, July 21st. We'll have a lot to talk about. We can give our full experience and thoughts of the SRX weekend at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. We'll wrap up what happened at New Hampshire, and we'll get you ready for a 2-week break from NASCAR for a little bit. Mm-hmm. We will be on the Icebergs channel. You can catch us next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll be joined by someone, maybe. Also, again, we'll be at the fairgrounds in case you didn't know that already at this point. Say hello to us. We'll always say hello and talk to you if you see us there. And at this point, Jaret, I think there's only one more thing left to do.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Is it fixed? The Dale call.
The Dale call is fixed. The UFO is still in the shop.
Yeah, it's still in the
space shop.
Better. All right, sorry. I'm going to have to stop it.
Goodbye.